Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Aarti. Hello, Neetu. Good evening, Guru Raja. Good evening, Aditya. Hello, Akshat. Hello, Sanket. Good evening, Sachin, Deepika, Chetan. Hello, Maniac. Hello, Pradeep. Good evening, Suraj. Hello, Sonu. Hello, Jayesh. Good evening, Pratibhan. Hello, Nikhil. Hello, Praveen, Abhijita, Vikrambam, Nathan, Parthiv. Good evening, everyone. So, guys, welcome to this session. And, guys, whosoever is watching this session on YouTube, welcome to you as well. So for guys, students who are watching this session on our YouTube channel, this is just a demo lecture for you. So this is not a complete crash course. This is just a demo lesson for you, wherein we'll be displaying you what content we provide to our aspirants during these live lectures. So good evening, Dasara Pradeep. Good evening, Vartika, and guys to who are here in the crash course. I'm able to see your messages. Good evening, Nathan. All right, guys. So, guys, yeah, SEBI Grade A exam, which was conducted on 10th of January. I hope it went well, and I feel very positive with the results being out. Very soon, probably by 25th or most probably by end of this month. So you should start preparing for phase two, and descriptive English is one important component for that. And why am I saying that? Now I'll explain that to all of you guys. So first of all, let's discuss the table of contents for this lecture. First of all, I'll brief you over the syllabus of this paper. Then we'll be looking into the previous year questions for SEBI Grade A exam. I mean the questions that were asked in 2024. Then we will delve into art of essay writing, what essay writing entails and what it is all about. What should be a strategy to prepare for descriptive English in the coming days? Key tips and tricks to write your essays. Then key areas to focus upon when you are preparing for descriptive English. Do's and don'ts of your essay writing. What are the sources that you can use to prepare for yourself for the exam? And last but not the least, 30 tentative essay topics will be provided, which are very carefully curated, and they have been provided on the basis of the analysis of previous year questions themselves. So guys, before we go any further, guys, I would like to request all of you to please turn on your cameras. Guys, it would be really it would be really engaging to see you. Otherwise, it feels like I'm talking to a blank screen here. So guys, wherever you are, no judgment, no. So don't shy away. Please turn on your cameras, and it would be amazing to see all of you here. So guys, please turn on your cameras. Otherwise, it seems like I'm teaching a blank screen here. Yeah. So guys, nobody's going to judge you wherever you are, in your office, at your work, or maybe at your college, library, PG, wherever you are. Thank you, Chetan. Thank you so much. Thank you, Suraj. Lovely to see you, dear. How are you, Suraj? Doing well? Good. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Sanket. So, guys, it would be, that would make it a very interactive session with you. See, I'll be able to see you, see your reactions, and I'll be able to understand if I'm able to get through to you. So it feels like हम actual class में बैठे हैं. We are actually sitting in a live class, and it feels like we are interacting with someone live here. So that is the purpose. That is the benefit of technology that we can use. All right, guys. So that is the table of contents. Now let's begin with the session, guys. And it's a humble request to everyone. Please turn on your cameras. Thank you, Rohan. रोहन बिल्कुल हैकर लग रहा है कि अभी हैक कर देगा सबकी वेबसाइट को और अभी वो सबके 1.5-2 करोड़ डॉलर निकाल लेगा. थैंक यू प्रियंका. नहीं, बट इट्स रियली गेटिंग कोल्ड ना, ठंड हो रही है रोहन. So it is getting cold, and please take care of yourself. Thank you, Jayesh. So guys, please take care of yourself. Please look after your health and make sure that you good evening, Nikita. Make sure that you look after, you don't fall ill in the meantime, because this is very crucial for you for your preparation. और इस टाइम बीमार होगे तो बहुत दुखेगा बाद में जाके. So please ध्यान रखना. सूरज, अभी ठंड नहीं पहुंची वहां पे? टी शर्ट वी शर्ट में ही घूम रहे हो अभी भी? ऐसे साउथ, डाउन साउथ लग रहे हो मुझे कहीं आप. Right, right, right. So that's okay. That's perfectly all right. All right, guys. So, good evening, everyone. Whosoever is watching this session on our YouTube channel. Again, this is a demo lecture for your SEBI descriptive part. Andhra Pradesh. Got it, Suraj. So you no need for winters. It's lucky that way. All right, guys. So let's start with this journey, because we don't have a lot of time, because we need to spend more time into practice. We need to spend more time into preparation for it, and this takes a while. Now, guys, many of you might be, अनश्योर के सर अभी हमें एनरोल करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए, अभी हमें डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश की प्रिपरेशन करनी चाहिए या नहीं करनी चाहिए, बिकॉज अभी फेज वन का रिजल्ट तो अभी आया ही नहीं है, तो हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि हमें प्रिपेयर करना चाहिए या नहीं करना चाहिए? Guys, देखो, आई गिव यू वेरी सिंपल आंसर. देयर आर टू choices you have. Either you prepare for it or you don't, or you wait for a phase वन result. अब दोनों के आउटकम क्या होंगे गाइस, देखना. अगर आपका लेट्स से रिजल्ट, पहले मैं नेगेटिव सोच के चलता हूँ, मान लेते हैं हमारा रिजल्ट अच्छा नहीं आता, हमारा लेट्स से फेज वन, भगवान ना करे ऐसा ना हो, बट लेट्स अज्यूम हमारा फेज वन रिजल्ट अच्छा नहीं आता, तो गाइज आपकी ये जो प्रिपरेशन है दिस विल नॉट गो टू वेस्ट. क्या इसका मतलब आप इसके बाद प्रिपेयर करना छोड़ दोगे राहुल? कोई और एग्जाम की तैयारी नहीं करोगे? करोगे ना, और भी एग्जाम टारगेट करोगे? कोई और रेगुलेटरी बॉडी एग्जाम आएंगे आगे, आरबीआई आएगा, नबार्ड आ रहा है, नबार्ड तो चल ही रहा है एक्चुअली, आई आई आईआरडीआई आएगा, आईएफएससी का एग्जाम आने वाला है जो हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. देन डाउन द लाइन आपके और कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स हैं. और एक चीज समझना गाइस, डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश आज हर एग्जाम में होता है. चाहे आप बैंकिंग एग्जाम की तैयारी करो, बी इट अ बैंकिंग एग्जाम, चाहे वो एसबीआई है, आईबीपीएस है, बी इट योर एनी रेगुलेटरी बॉडी एग्जाम रेंजिंग फ्रॉम आरबीआई, SEBI, NABARD, PFRDA, IFSCA, IRDAI, or any other competitive exam that you appear for. Descriptive English is an integral part of that exam. That is why I'm saying your preparation will never go to waste. So that is when your result is not good. Now, on the other hand, अगर आपने प्रिपेयर नहीं किया, लेट्स से आप वेट करते रहे फेज वन रिजल्ट का, एंड फेज वन रिजल्ट इज आउट ऑन लेट्स अज्यूम 31 जनवरी. मान लेते हैं संकेत के 31 जनवरी को हमारा फेज वन का रिजल्ट आता है. अब तब आपको पता लगता है कि आपका फेज वन क्लियर हो गया, तब आप हाथ पैर मारना शुरू करते हो कि अब मैं देखता हूँ कि क्या करना है. नाउ एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट वुड ऑलरेडी बी टू लेट. सो दिस इज द राइट टाइम. अगर आपने अभी तक भी नहीं किया है तो गाइस प्लीज स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश. डू नॉट सिट आइडल. प्लीज स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर योर एफएम. प्लीज स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर योर ईएसआई टॉपिक्स. दिस इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू. Now, having said that, let's delve into what your descriptive English entails. So, guys, this is the syllabus and pattern for your SEBI Grade A Phase 2 descriptive English paper. Now, the weightage is 100 marks, and the time that you will be given for descriptive English is 60 minutes. And in 60 minutes, you are supposed to write three answers. Number one is your essay writing, which is worth 30 marks. Number two is your précis writing, which is again worth 30 marks. And reading comprehension is worth 40 marks. Now, guys, you might be confused. Sir, RBI mein to I think it's a little different. In RBI, essay is for 40 marks and reading comprehension is for 30 marks. That's true. But in SEBI, it is the other way around. In SEBI, reading comprehension is the biggest section of your paper. So, guys, in SEBI, you have your essay for 30 marks and you have your RC, reading comprehension, for 40 marks. And in reading comprehension, you will have 5 questions. So guys, you are supposed to write 5 answers for these 5 questions, which is, a huge task in itself, because reading the passage and then, locating your answers and then presenting them descriptively in your own words. Now that takes time. And 5 questions worth 40 marks. That means every question is worth 8 marks. So for 8 marks, you are supposed to write at least 80 to 100 words for every answer. And that all you have to do in 60 minutes itself. So guys, time is the biggest challenge that you are going to face in this exam. I'm not saying typing speed. Typing speed will not matter. What will matter is your time management and your preparation. If you are well prepared, if you know how to frame an answer, and if you have practiced it well before the exam, you will be able to execute your answer there and complete it within the stipulated time. But if you do not practice it in a time bound manner, in a time stipulated manner, it is going to become very, very challenging for you at the end of the day. Now, guys, before we begin, I would like to clarify something for all of you. आप बहुत सारे, आप सबके मन में होगा सर मेरी इंग्लिश वीक है, मेरे इंग्लिश का बैकग्राउंड इतना स्ट्रांग नहीं है. तो एक चीज समझना चेतन, वो दे आर नॉट लुकिंग टू हायर शेक्सपियर्स आउट देयर. दे आर नॉट लुकिंग टू हायर शशि थरूर. वो शशि थरूर हायर नहीं करना चाह रहे. उन्होंने ऐसे नहीं लिखवाने वहां बिठा के आपसे जॉब में. But what they need from you is, for any aspirant is, he has a decent command. Sorry, he has a decent command of the language. कि जब भी वो कुछ लिख रहे हैं, एटलीस्ट सिंपल इंग्लिश जो हम डेली डे टू डे लाइफ में यूज करते हैं इन प्रोफेशनल टर्म्स, वो विद प्रॉपर ग्रामेटिकल एसेंस इन द लैंग्वेज, के कोई ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक ना हो और कोई पंक्चुएशन या कोई ऐसी एरर ना हो एग्जाम में जो आपको एम्बेरस करे बाद में। जस्ट इमेजिन करो सूरज, यू आर वर्किंग ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ सेबी, आप एक रिपोर्ट बनाते हो और उसमें 10 ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स हैं, वो रिपोर्ट 10,000 या मे बी लाख, 1 लाख लोगों के पास जाएगी, राइट? और वो सब पढ़ रहे हैं उसको और हंस रहे हैं कि यार ये सेबी की हालत है, ये देख लो, उनको इंग्लिश लिखनी नहीं आ रही। हाउ वुड इट लुक ऑन सेबीज बिहाफ? वुड दे एक्सेप्ट इट? बस इस चीज का आंसर मुझे कर देना गाइस इन द चैट बॉक्स। डू यू थिंक वुड दे एक्सेप्ट ग्रामेटिकली inaccurate report which is going to be circulated among, I mean, thousands of people, if not more? Yes, Neville, I'm speaking in English, please, but I have to be a little bilingual in between. So I'm saying, uh, if they hire a candidate who cannot write proper, I mean, even simple plain English, normal English, but without any error, do you think they will entertain that? Absolutely not. So that is why they conduct descriptive English. So now you understand, guys, why every paper conducts every exam, be it RBI, be it NABARD, SEBI, PFRDA, IFSCA, IIRDR, any competitive exam. Why do they conduct descriptive English paper at the end? Because this is bare minimum. This is your functional language that you are going to use in your day-to-day life, in your workplace. So that is why you need to have a decent command over the language. Got it? So this is why they are conducting descriptive English paper one. But on having said that, please understand, they are not looking to hire Shakespeare's out there. They are not looking to hire Shashi Tharoor's out there. Even if you write simple English, plain normal English, but with minimal mistakes, you will score the highest marks possible. And why am I saying this, Suresh? Because we have spoken with numerous previous year toppers of this exam, students who have cracked this exam, and you might have seen the interviews on our YouTube channel, guys. I think you have, all of you. If you haven't, please go watch. So all those toppers, what do they tell us when we meet them, when we ask them, okay, what approach did you take in your exam? Were you focused on fancy English, flowery English, or very verbose English, or were you focused on pinpointed and very well researched and well prepared and well executed answer? And the answer was the latter. Sir, we focused on simple English, not bothered about very fancy English, but whatever we wrote, it was well researched, well prepared, it was well thought of, and well organized, well structured. That is what they're looking for. So, see, this is what you need to understand when you are preparing for any descriptive English paper, guys. And for that, but that does not mean that, see, normal English, I don't mean normal English like normal English that you use in your 10th class. Normal English is something that we use in at our professional levels, something that you see in newspapers every day, something that you read around you when you read something for, when you read a fodder material, when you read an essay. So that language that we use around us, that is what I'm calling a normal English, right? So that is what we have to prepare for in this exam. Result by hopefully by the end of this, probably in between what I am expecting, in between 25th to 30th January, your result will be declared. That is what I feel. That is, usually they take 2 weeks. So if 10th January was your exam, so I think 25th January, after 25th January to 30th January, your exam result will be declared. How to remember data point? See, Madhu, what you have to see, what we have done in our courses is we have prepared fodder material for the students, and we have provided that fodder material to the aspirants in the courses. What they do is they read that material, the data point is given in bold, you just copy it, paste it in a ledger. So guys, what you have to do is, guys, you also might be thinking the same thing, sir, how do we remember all the facts and data points? So you might be thinking, sir, should we only focus on finance management and economic and social issues? Whatever you are preparing in your current affairs, whatever you are preparing in your finance, economy, whatever you are preparing in economic issues, social issues, all those data points, all those schemes, all those reports that you come across, the financial budget, the RBI report, IMF report, whatever reports you come across, note down those. Don't just think that, okay, if you read it once, you'll be able to remember it. Note down those points and make a file in your computer, in your laptop, and save those data points with you so that you can retain them and revise them over and over again. So let's say in 1 week you came across, let's say, 15 or 20 new data points that you have while you were preparing, and some new schemes that you came across. You note them down and save them in your PC so that on every Sunday you are able to revise them over and over again. That is how you remember data points, Meda. Okay. Uh, will they be sending response sheet of our answers before our results? No, Ketan, they'll not. They'll just announce the results, the detailed um, I mean, that you don't get any answers in actually for the actual paper. You just get answers and detailed result for you. Should we prepare current affairs? Yes, maniac, you should. I mean, without that, what is there to prepare for? How are you going to prove that you are well read and you are well prepared and you are going to execute your essay very well? So that is what you have to prove. Jayesh, do you understand this perspective? That when you are writing an essay is not just about completing the word limit or writing something in English. It is about proving to the evaluator that you have prepared well for this exam. You are well read, you are up to date. And how do we do that? That is what we are going to teach you here in these lectures. So let's go further, guys. Let me give you a brief overview of descriptive English. Current affairs only for essays? No, not only for essays, for your other paper as well. You need to learn that learning beast, but it does help you in your English part as well. So whatever you are, whatever data points you come across. For example, what is the expected GDP rate, Suraj, for the next quarter? Yes, guys, this question is for everyone. Whosoever is watching this session on our YouTube channel and on live here on a Zoom session as well. Yes, guys, what is the predicted GDP rate for the next quarter? 8.2 was last quarter, Neville. Second quarter. 4.6, no, Rahul. 7.4 is the expected GDP, which came out recently. अगर आप up to date नहीं हो रोहन, और आपको मान लो कल को इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ के ऊपर कुछ लिखना है, let's say you are supposed to write something on the economic growth of the country and you don't know what the recent data is, do you think you will be able to do justice with your answer? This is what I'm telling you. And I'm not a current affairs teacher, by the way. I teach English, but I do understand why these things are important. See, guys, first understand they are going to hire candidates who they feel are going to be an asset for the organization. And how do you prove that you are going to be an asset for the organization? Unless you know what is happening around you, do you think you feel that you can prove that you are really up to date with what is going on around you across the world? Do you know how can you take those decisions for the market, stock market? How to create those regulatory reforms or regulatory policies? How are you going to take those decisions if you don't know what is happening around you? Please understand the essence for this, guys. So this is what you have to prove with the help of your answers. That is why they are conducting these exams, and that is why they will be taking your interview as well. Material for current affairs, the fodder material that we have provided you, and whatever you read in your day-to-day life, Jayesh, would be enough for your exam. Subject of essay or arts is chances of subject of essay. That we are going to discuss, Rakesh. Just give me 5 more minutes, guys. Chaliye. So let me give you a brief overview of the paper now. Now, guys, generally it has been observed that descriptive English is one of the most neglected paper while preparing for SEBI Phase 2 exam. And why is that, Suraj? Because we take it for granted, or we feel that okay, we'll be able to, we are just too worried about other sections. We don't bother too much about English. These are one of the two reasons. So either you feel overconfident or you feel so underconfident that you do not even bother touching it. Yes, guys. Is there anyone sitting right here? I mean, is there anyone sitting here who has written one or two essays before phase one exam? Have you done it, Suraj? No, and be honest to yourself. Why not? Suraj, that is my question. Why if you know that 100 marks, basically 100 marks are worth only for English language, why didn't you do it? What was the reason behind it? Either you took it for granted कि sir phase 1 के बाद देख लेंगे, right? Or you were so underconfident that you were scared to even start with it. Yes, guys. After the notification release, exactly. But you didn't bother about descriptive English even before that, right, Suraj? You knew you were preparing for SEBI, you are going to prepare for SEBI, right? At least you should have looked into the topic. You should have no time, Sanket. Very good. Uh, चलिए कोई बात नहीं. I don't want to answer that. No time for चलो बहुत बिजी हो गए. प्राइम मिनिस्टर के कॉन्वॉय में काम करते हो ना आप. सुबह शाम लगे रहना पड़ता है आपको. ये टाइम ही नहीं है सर हमारे पास तो. क्या ही करे, इतने बड़े बड़े डिसीजन जो लेने हैं ना, दुनिया दुनिया भर का बोझ है आपके कंधों पे, संकेत. राइट. एग्जैक्टली यही स्मार्ट प्रिपरेशन है गाइस. हुसो एवर अंडरस्टैंड्स कि अगर ये 2 महीने के में अगर आपको ऐसी कॉम्पिटेट ऐसा गवर्नमेंट जॉब अगर अगर यूं लगता संकेत कि 10 दिनों में अगर ये पेपर क्लियर हो जाएगा. जस्ट जस्ट आंसर मी दिस क्वेश्चन गाइस. अगर आप सबको ये लगता है कि 10 दिन या 20 दिन प्रिपेयर करके हम ऐसा मतलब नेशनल लेवल का रेगुलेटरी बॉडी एग्जाम अगर हम 20 दिन में क्लियर कर सकते हैं, अगर ये पॉसिबल होता, I'm not trying to break your spirit, guys, please, but this is reality. Just ask yourself this question. अपने आप से मन से पूछना कि अगर 20 दिन में ऐसा कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम अगर क्लियर होता, आपको लगता है इंडिया में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होता? मुझे बस इस बात का आंसर दे देना कि अगर ऐसे 1.5 महीना या 20 दिन तैयारी करके अगर आपको ऐसे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम क्लियर करने को मिल जाते और वो हो भी जाते, आपको लगता है इंडिया में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट होता कहीं पे? आई थिंक यू नो द आंसर वेल, बट दैट डज, अब इसका रियलिटी ये भी है, वी एज यू नो, मैं ये भी नहीं कहूंगा, बट हम इंडियंस को ना बिल्कुल लास्ट मोमेंट पे ही मजा आता है। जब आखिरी दिन ना बिजली का बिल जमा कराने का, तभी निकलेंगे घर से, आधी लाइन में लगेंगे जाके। उससे पहले क्यों सिरदर्दी लेनी है? वो हमारी कल्चरल हैबिट बन चुकी है। हम अप्लाई भी लास्ट दिन करते हैं, जिस दिन फॉर्म भरने की लास्ट डेट होती है ना, उसी दिन अप्लाई करते हो ना चेतन, मेरे ख्याल से। सर आखिरी डेट कब है वो बता दो, उस दिन भरेंगे फॉर्म हम। तो अब हंसी आ रही है ना कि हाँ सर, सच्चाई तो है इसमें। बट गाइज, somebody who is really really motivated, somebody who knows कि मुझे प्रिपेयर करना है, वो टाइमली स्टार्ट करता है। बट अगर 99% बच्चे ही अगर नोटिफिकेशन के बाद प्रिपेयर करना स्टार्ट करते हैं, एंड इवन मोर देन दैट एक्चुअली, तो फिर सभी सेम, फिर तो हम सब सेम बोट में हैं। फिर तो हम सभी सभी एक ही थाली के चट्टे बट्टे हैं, राइट? तो कंसिडरिंग दैट वी आर ऑल ऑन द सेम बोट। बट अभी भी कुछ तो अभी भी ऐसे होंगे जो फेज 1 के रिजल्ट का वेट करेंगे, उसके बाद स्टार्ट करेंगे अपनी प्रिपरेशन। उनको उसमें भी भरोसा नहीं है कि वो भी हो जाएगा या नहीं हो जाएगा हमारा। सो दिस इज हाउ वी, एज दिस इज हाउ पंक्चुअल वी आर एज ए कम्युनिटी, दिस इज व्हाट हैपेंस टू अस। तब यही चीज है जो हमें खाती है बाद में जाके। बट so I know this. That is why I always very bluntly, guys, I'll not sugarcoat anything for you. नहीं नहीं, 15 दिन में तुम आप अंग्रेज बन जाओगे भाई। It doesn't work this way. You'll have to make things work around. You have to work really, really hard. And I know that that is why descriptive English is the most neglected paper. And why is it most neglected? Because it is one of the most scoring sections in your paper. What do you really have to do? You just have to write a 250 word essay. You just have to write 120 word précis, and you just have to answer 5 questions, which are given on the basis of the passage. The answers are given in your paper. You just have to locate them and reframe them in your own words. So please understand, descriptive English holds very high weightage in phase 2 exam. You need to understand that the better you perform in this section, the better your score, which will be in turn will increase your overall score. जो final selection में होता है, that is where you are going to, this is going to play a crucial role. That is where it becomes a game changer, and we learn it the hard way. We learn it after making the mistakes, after making all the wrong decisions. That is when we learn, oh, descriptive English, we should have prepared for it. And we lose 1 year, and that is where we lose most of our interest here. But still we have a bright chance in front of us, and we can still do a lot with this. So guys, when your interview score will be added for your final selection, your descriptive English paper is going to play a crucial role. Let's assume you scored 60 in your descriptive English paper, and if somebody else who had prepared well, he scored 73 or 74, he has that 14 marks advantage. He has that 14 marks lead. Even if his interview goes average, he'll still make it to the final list because of that 14 mark lead that you let him, let the other aspirant took. So that is what we cannot do, and that is what we have to prepare for. Maximum marks for descriptive English is 76, 77. That is the highest I have ever seen SEBI score anyone. Nobody has scored more than 76, 77 in SEBI descriptive English paper, guys. Okay, so out of 14 comprehension, you can go up to 31, 32. For Prezi, you can go up to 21 out of 30. And for essay, you can go up to again 20, 21, 22 out of 30. If you do that, you'll be able to score. So guys, what should be an ideal word limit target? Anything above 70 is an excellent score. Anything between 65 to 70, it's still good, very good. 60 to 65, average. And below 60, I don't think it's going to work out. As simple as that. So I'll give you simple brackets to understand. Above 70, excellent. 65 to 70, very good. 60 to 65, average. Below 60, no chance. Got it? So let's be very clear. Let's target more than 70 marks in descriptive English paper. And here on, we are going to focus in the same direction. Now, guys, first of all, let me show you the PYQs for the year 2024. And with every lecture, today I'm going to show you the essay topics. Then with Prezi, I'll show you the Prezi passages for the previous year. Then for RC, in RC lecture, I'll show you the previous year questions for RC as well. But let's first analyze the topics that were given in your PYQs, and then we will be able to predict tentative topics for this year. So what were the topics that were given in 2024? So last year, guys, the word limit that was mentioned was 250 to 270 words, and you could not go beyond 270. So 270 was the maximum one could write in the exam. Weightage 30 marks. Let's look at the topic, guys. How environment, social and governance norms help in global business prospects. ESG. I think you must have read about ESG in your syllabus. Have you, Suraj? Environmental, social, governance, ESG norms. पढ़ा है guys आप सबने? Yes or no? नहीं पढ़ा है इन जनरल अगर आप करंट अफेयर्स पढ़ते हो तो you should know about it. ESG is a very important and upcoming, very versatile topic that is being discussed in the global arena, and especially on the especially in context of developing countries like India, very quickly developing countries like India and other countries. So environment, social and governance norms help in government, global business prospects, FDI, FII, and all that. So this can be considered. Chetan, can we say this is an economic and social issue? ESI topic? Yes. All right. Next, discuss how organizations and management can nurture organizational culture. Okay, how decision-making process can nurture a good organizational culture. So this is basically based on management. Can we say that? Yes, Suraj, right? So this is management. This is we can say ESI, economic and social issues. So, and somewhat related plus current affairs. Let's put it this way. Current affairs plus ESI. Fair enough, Rohan? Third, what role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? Again, topic based on this is completely based on ESI, right? So, what role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? Social healthcare expenditure, and what role can banks play in this? So, definitely ESI. And fourth, one machine can replace five average human beings, but five machines cannot replace one smart human. Elaborate. Now, this is a topic which we call a static topic. Static means something that you do not prepare. You cannot prepare for such a topic before the exam. Can we, Chetan? So, for such a topic, what we need to do is we have to write our essay impromptu right there in the exam. So, we have to think of everything, Sanket, and then write and execute it in a verbose manner, in the way we want to, direct it. In this also, they'll see your mindset. How do you explain? How do you justify this? One machine can replace five average human beings, which we see today, right? AI is replacing jobs. We all know this, right? And we are seeing this around us. So one machine can replace five average human beings, but five machines cannot replace one smart human. So it also talks about, that what importance do we carry as the human element, the skill, the upskilling, the reskilling, and that is what we need. And then whichever direction you want to take this topic into, you can take it there. So these were the topics that were asked in 2024. Let's look at that. Before that, 2022. So 2023, no exam was conducted. 2022, the word limit was only 200 words. Guys, they keep on changing word limits every year just to surprise students. So don't be surprised if they give 300 word limit this year. So you should be prepared for 200, 250, 270, and 300 as well. So whatever word limit they give you, you should be prepared for it. So 2022, again, the weightage was 30 marks. And what are the topics given? Number one, mental health and its impact should be spoken about. Remember, guys, 2022, we were just out of lockdown. Remember that year? अभी लॉकडाउन जस्ट खत्म हुआ था, इकोनॉमी ओपन हो रही थी, उस टाइम के टॉपिक्स हैं ये. सो मेंटल हेल्थ एंड इट्स इम्पैक्ट शुड बी स्पोकन अबाउट. आई थिंक वी कैन से दिस इज अ simple healthcare based topic, right? Next, role of banks in financial literacy. Again, topic based on economy, right? Economy and let's say economic and social issues, but let's put it under economy. Third, techno stress, its impacts on students and teachers in education sector, particularly because remember, guys, after COVID lockdown, everything was online. All the schools, colleges, all the coaching, all the classes were going on online. So that is why they asked, the particular topic, techno stress. This was a new term which was being discussed then, and its impacts on students and teachers in education sector particularly. And fourth was ARC, asset reconstruction in companies. This was completely based on your finance, right? So these were the topics that were given in the year 2022. Now, 2021, there was no paper conducted. Now, 2020, this was the COVID year. Now, What was the word limit? 200 words. Weightage again 30 marks. What were the topics? Number one, importance of teamwork in an organization. Clearly, this topic is based on management, right? Second, pros and cons of mergers and acquisitions of companies. Again, topic based on finance. Third, role of technology in detecting and preventing financial frauds. Again, finance and current affairs. Finance plus current affairs. And fourth, fake news and how to identify them. Again, this is called a static topic. Now, this is nothing that you can prepare for. There's no data point, no statistics, no report, no scheme for this topic, right? So this is what we call a static topic. So guys, considering the last 3 years, I mean let's put it 4 or 5 years because considering the skip years, but these are the three exams that have been conducted by SEBI in the last three instances, and consider analyzing all these topics. What can we learn? Please understand, guys. So what is the analysis? So from the past papers, we can observe the following trends: finance and economy dominance. A large proportion of SEBI essays focus on financial markets, regulation, banking, economic policy, etc. SEBI being a financial regulator, this is expected. So these are the. So guys, why am I saying this? Why am I giving you the analysis? Please note these verticals down. What you are, if you are smart, what you are going to do is you are going to take up these verticals, use artificial intelligence, use AI software, ChatGPT or Gemini or whichever you use, take them down, ask AI, give me five tentative topics for SEBI descriptive English paper for 2025 for financial markets, then five topics for regulations, five topics for banking, five topics for economic policy, by analyzing the previous year topics, and provide tentative topics for this year. So you use your brain, be smart. अगर टाइम कम है आज आपके पास टेक्नोलॉजी है उतनी ही ज्यादा अवेलेबल आज आपके पास, you can help yourself in preparing for this exam. Second vertical, technology and innovation in finance. Again, topics like fintech, digital transactions, fraud prevention, technology stress, and ARC suggest a mix of finance and technology. So a mix of finance and technology, another important vertical for your SEBI exams. Third, general current affairs and socio-economic issues, mental health, fake news, teamwork, and stress topics show that generic contemporary issues are also tested. And last, ESG, that is environment, social and governance norms, and sustainability. So environmental and governance topics have appeared in recent mock lists and trend lists as well. So this is how we can analyze that these are the important verticals for this year that you should be looking into. And guys, this is what we are providing to all our students. We have curated fodder material for many such topics in our courses, and we suggest you to start using that fodder material to read up and consume as much content as as possible for all of you. Got it? So this was the analysis for previous year papers, guys. Now, I have provided you sample solutions for sample essays for the topics that were given in the year 2024. So guys, okay, let me start with this. Okay, guys, so let's assume you are sitting in the exam. You are in sitting in the exam right now. You are given these four topics. Which topic would you choose? Just let me know the number one, two, three, four. Read up the topics. First is environment, social governance norms helping global business prospects. Second, discuss how organizations and management can nurture organizational culture. Third, what role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? And fourth, one machine can replace five humans, but five machines cannot replace one smart human. Yes, guys, which topic would you have chosen? Let me know. And okay, number one. Okay, number four, number three, number four, ESG. Okay, number one, two, or four. Okay. So somebody who has not read up anything technical would choose topic two or topic number four. And somebody who has started preparing for economic and social issues, finance and management would probably choose topic number one or topic number three. So guys, this is how you make your choices. This is how you make your decisions. Although number four, number two, okay, that shows, guys, if you are prepared or not. First of all, that was the trick question for all of you. Okay, so you have to look at it this way, that your choice is going to play a crucial role, because you should be able to execute that essay well. That is also another point. So okay, I want to read out one essay to you guys so that you get to understand what kind of answers are expected from us and how do we frame an organic essay out there. Okay, so let me read up maybe one or two essays for you. So let's take up topic number one: how environment, social, and governance norms help in global business prospects. So what are they expecting from you, Suraj? Let's read it together. Environment, social, and governance (ESG) norms have become vital for businesses worldwide, including India, as they directly influence global business prospects. ESG factors represent a company's commitment to sustainable and responsible practices, and adhering to these norms can lead to long term benefits such as enhanced brand value, risk mitigation, and access to global capital markets. Now, companies in India that adopt green practices like reducing carbon emissions and investing in renewable energy position themselves as environmentally conscious. This alignment with the international environmental regulations and consumer preferences boosts their appeal in global markets. India's push towards clean energy, with the target of 500 gigawatts by 2030, encourages business to adopt eco-friendly practices, making them attractive to international investors. Guys, look at this point that India has set a target of generating 500 gigawatts by 2030. Now guys, this topic was, this data was not, I did not read this data for this particular topic. This is a very generic information. Am I right, Sanket? I think everybody knows this, that India has set a target of net zero carbon emission by 2070 and reducing 50% carbon emission by 2047. And by 2030, first step is to generate 500 gigawatts by renewable energy. Now, if I remembered this data point from some other aspect, but I know I can use this in this essay, don't you think that would be a smart thing to do? This is what you need to work here. This is how you need to prepare for your exams, Priyanka. Getting it? So, to collect those data points and use them sensibly. Okay, let me give you another example, guys. If you know that more than 58% of Indian population is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture sector, right? But the contribution of agriculture sector to the GDP is only 17 to 18%. Now, if you know this fact organically, now answer me this, Chetan, Sanket, Suraj, Priyanka, can I use this particular data point in any essay that is related to economy, any essay that is related to agriculture, any essay that is related to rural sector or economic growth or financial inclusivity, sustainability? Can I or can I not? This is how you need to prepare for such data points. Somebody was asking me, Meda, you were asking me, sir, how can we prepare for such data points? This is how you use these data points. You can't cram essays, guys. कितने essays याद करके चले जाओगे आप? चलो, कितने possible है? कितने याद ऐसे याद रख सकते हो एक टाइम पे आप? एक पढ़ोगे, दूसरा पढ़ते ही पहले भूल जाओगे यार आधा आप. It doesn't work this way. You can't cram essays. But what you can remember are data points, organic data points. So start collecting those data points from the fodder material that we have provided you and use them so that you are able to retain them and you are able to revise them over and over again. That is what you need to understand, guys. Okay. All right, guys. So next paragraph. Furthermore, focusing on social impact by promoting diversity, community development, and employee well-being enhances a company's reputation. Indian companies with strong CSR, corporate social responsibility initiatives, are better positioned to collaborate with international organizations that prioritize ethical labor practices and community impact. Such initiatives not only improve brand loyalty but also help in building a positive corporate image that resonates well with global audiences. Now, strong governance is equally crucial for building trust with stakeholders. Indian firms that implement robust governance structures attract more FDIs. A transparent governance framework ensures accountability and ethical conduct, which are key factors for investors assessing the viability of long-term partnerships. In 2022, India witnessed a surge in ESG compliant investments, with global investors pouring $30.5 billion into companies that demonstrated strong ESG frameworks. In conclusion, adopting ESG norms helps Indian businesses improve their global reputation, attract international investments, and secure long-term sustainability. This alignment creates a win-win scenario for companies and global stakeholders. As India becomes more integrated into global markets, adherence to ESG principles will be a crucial factor for success, enabling businesses to thrive in an increasingly conscious consumer landscape. Now, out of, just over my head, if I remember, I think there was a particular scheme launched by the government regarding use of solar power. If I'm not wrong, Suraj, I think any corporate structure, any business structure which has an area, roof area of more than square yard, it is compulsory for them to have solar panels on their roof, if I'm not wrong, as of today. in most of the tier 1 cities and tier 2 cities. So this initiative could have been mentioned as a, as a step taken by the government in this regard. And there are other PM Surya Ghar Yojana, exactly, Swapnil. So guys, if you remember such schemes, you will be able to present them, use them in your answers. समझ आ रही है चीज? इसीलिए आरबीआई रिपोर्ट, स्कीम्स, ये इंपॉर्टेंट डेटा पॉइंट्स याद करना बहुत जरूरी होगा आपके एग्जाम के लिए. लेट्स अज्यूम दैट, ओके, लेट्स सी, अगर कुछ स्टूडेंट्स बोल रहे थे कि सर हम सेकंड टॉपिक यूज करते हैं, चलो एक बार ये भी देख लेते हैं. मैनेजमेंट वाला टॉपिक अगर हम लिखते हैं तो कैसे लिखते हैं? चलिए, तो I'll quickly read it out to you. Organizational culture, defined as the shared values, beliefs, and practices that shape how work gets done within an organization, plays a crucial role in determining a company's success. Nurturing a positive organizational culture requires deliberate efforts from both the management and employees. It involves creating an environment where values align with the organization's goals, leading to enhanced employee engagement, productivity, and overall organizational effectiveness. Now, one of the primary ways organizations can nurture culture is through clear communication of their core values. Management should consistently articulate what the organization stands for and why these values are important. This communication can be embedded in onboarding processes, training sessions, and internal communications. By ensuring that every employee understands and embodies the organizational values, a cohesive culture begins to take shape. For instance, companies that prioritize innovation can encourage creativity by celebrating innovative ideas and rewarding employees who contribute to this goal. There's something that we call fringe benefits, if I'm not wrong. अगर आपकी commerce term में बात करूं, we call them fringe benefits, right? So this is what can be done to organize and to reward employees. Moreover, sorry. Moreover, leaders play a pivotal role in modeling the desired behaviors and attitudes within the organization. When management demonstrates commitment to the organization's values, be it through ethical decision making, inclusive practices, or a focus on employee well-being, employees are more likely to emulate these behaviors. Leaders should also be approachable and open to feedback, creating a culture of trust and respect. Regularly seeking input from employees can foster a sense of belonging and ownership, encouraging them to invest in the organization's culture. Right. Then lastly, fostering a diverse and inclusive environment is critical in nurturing a strong organizational culture. By embracing diversity, organizations benefit from a variety of perspectives and experiences that enrich the workplace. Management should actively promote inclusivity by implementing policies that support diverse hiring, equitable opportunities, and a safe environment for all employees to express their ideas. Now, a culture that values diversity not only enhances creativity but also attracts a broader talent pool, leading to improved business performance. Now, in conclusion, nurturing organization culture requires a concerted effort from both management and employees. By clearly communicating core values, modeling desired behaviors, recognizing contributions, investing in development, and promoting diversity, organizations can create a vibrant culture that drives success. As the workforce continues to evolve, a strong organization culture will be essential for attracting and retaining talent and reducing, employee turnout and ensuring long-term growth and sustainability in any organization. So, guys, see, if you have to write such a static topic, then you have to create everything on your own. Remember this. There is no data point to support your thesis. There is no backdrop. There is no research. There is no scheme to support, or there is no fact to support your answer. Everything is written on the basis of what you can emulate and articulate in your answer. Okay. So that is why this is again a situation where you need to look further into it. Sir, essay में question number के साथ question भी लिखना होगा. नहीं श्रेयम, you don't have to write essay title of the essay. You just have to write the essay number. So guys, याद रखना, you have to mention essay number. Without that, your essays will not be evaluated. But you only have to write essay number. Let's say you chose topic number 3, Suraj. So just write topic number 3 and start writing your essay. You don't need to write the title. Okay. This was an easy topic too. Okay, let's look at the third topic. What role can banks play in pushing social healthcare expenditure? This looks like little dry when only statements without facts. Exactly, Ashish. Not just dry. It feels, and it takes a lot of time to think all of that. See, guys, if you have to write such an answer, now this level of answer, you will need a lot of inputs into your answering. I mean, answer writing, and you need to be very how do I say, imaginative, and very charismatic to write such an essay out there. See, guys, in 60 minutes, you have to complete 3 answers, wherein 5 questions for RC. Make one Pressy as well at the same point of time, and then you have to write such an essay. Both ways, Chetan. So, guys, I'll answer all your queries, guys. Whatever queries you have, I'll answer all your queries at the end of the session. Let me just finish up everything. And if there is any query that you have, at the end of the session, I am there to answer every query that that you come across. But let me just, otherwise I'll just be answering queries in between every time, and it'll be very distracting for everyone. So keep your queries with you. At the end of the session, if you still have any more doubts and queries left, then I'll answer your queries. Make sense? And let's look at this essay, guys. One machine can replace five average human beings, but five machines cannot replace one smart human being. So this statement underscores the evolving dynamics between technology and human intelligence in the modern workforce. As automation and artificial intelligence continue to advance, the ability of machines to perform repetitive and predictable tasks has increased dramatically. However, this does not imply that machines can replicate the creativity, critical thinking and emotional intelligence inherent in human beings. ये वो टॉपिक है गाइस जिसको हम क्या करते हैं, आर्ग्यूमेंटेटिव टॉपिक बोलते हैं, जब जहां हमें दोनों साइड्स आर्ग्यू करनी है कि यस मशीन लर्निंग इज इफेक्टिव, इट इज time saving, it reduces mistakes, and it's beneficial for businesses, but at the same time it cannot replace creativity and intellectual thinking and critical rational analysis and decision making processes. So smart human beings cannot be replaced by machines, but machines can replace average human beings. So that's true in context of what we are looking around us. No, there is no extra point for choosing a good topic or a bad topic. How you execute the topic, Anushri, that is going to play the most crucial role in the exam. So what you write in your answer, even if you write a static topic, but if you've written a brilliant answer, it is going to fetch it is going to fetch equal marks to any other topic that you might have written. So how you execute the answer, how you execute the topic, that is going to fetch you the marks. Topic choice or topic does not make any difference at all. Okay, how you execute, see, even if you choose a technical topic but you don't write any facts and data in that topic, it is going to be an average essay or a poor essay at the end of the day. But if you write a excellent essay for a static topic, it is going to fetch more marks because you have written very well. See, it's about how you present yourself. That is what this is. So guys, there is no such thing as right essay or wrong essay. Please understand this thing. There is no such thing as right essay or wrong essay. Everyone has his own way of writing and presenting his ideas, his or her ideas. So there is no such thing as right essay or wrong essay. It's only good essays or bad essays. That is the perspective here. See, Jayesh, you don't need to lie your facts. If you don't remember facts, you can use approximation, Jayesh. You can use approximately, nearly, approximately, or around something. That is acceptable. But let's say the growth rate is 7.4 and you write 9.4 or 11.4, that will lead to deduction of marks. You can't lie. But if you write approximately 7.4, approximately 7%, approximately 7.5%, that is okay. That is acceptable, Jayesh. Okay. But you can't lie in your in your facts because they are evaluated by human beings as well. You can write a range or you can write approximation, Sanket. Yes, in between 7 to 8. Yes, that you can write that. That is absolutely acceptable. But don't falsify your information, because don't think that the person who's evaluating your answer is a fresher out of the college. See, they are very well researched, they are very well read people, and also your answers are going to be evaluated through software as well. So your evaluation takes place in two stages. First, software evaluates your mistakes that you make, grammatical mistake, punctuation mistake, spelling error, all the mistakes are highlighted by software. And then a human being looks at your answer, looks at the mistakes that you have made, looks at the content that you have provided in your answer, and then takes the final decision in what mark should be allocated to you, depending upon different factors that we are going to discuss here. So these were the previous year answers, guys, previous year questions and their sample answers. Now, guys, that is was syllabus and everything. Now, what is the evaluation criteria? What are the factors that play crucial role in your evaluation? So please understand from the get-go, this does not apply only to essay writing. It applies to all the answers in descriptive English, be it essay writing, be it comprehension, or be it essay. So first is your articulation, how well you articulate your topic, how well you articulate your answer. If you are given a topic, let's say if you're given a topic based on fintech, fintech, or let's say microfinancing, Unless you actually know what fintech or microfinancing is, you'll not be able to justify your answer. So how well researched your answer is, how well presented inputs you have provided in your answer, that is going to be crucial for you. That is going to actually prove backbone of your answer, guys. Understand this. Second is your drafting skills. How well prepared and well practiced drafting skills you have developed over the time. How do you introduce your answer? How do you conclude your answer? How do you present the answer from different scenarios, from different aspects? Do you touch upon all the components of the topic, or do you just write from a biased perspective, from only one point of view, from a skewed vision? So that is what they're looking for. Is your answer holistic, or is your answer skewed? I mean, only inclined towards, what I'm trying to say. Okay, let me give you an example. For example, Suraj, let's say the topic of the essay is the key issues in rural areas. Let's say the topic that was given to you, Priyanka, was key issues in rural areas. Now, there are numerous issues in rural areas, right? So, but that does not mean in the essay you just keep on pointing the key issues. So, if you do this, you start your essay and then you start marking the key issues. For example, poor infrastructure, poor financial products, poor farm to fork chain, over dependence on monsoon, low income and vicious cycle of poverty. Let's say what else do you say? Informal economy, right? Money lenders. Then what else do you say? Poor usage of non-renewable resources of energy, then low education. There are so many points, right? So many issues in rural areas. But if you just keep on noting down these points and then you end your essay, do you think that's the essay that they're looking for? No. So what you need to do in an essay is you start with the prevalent issues. Next paragraph, you discuss all the key issues, key problems, and key challenges in the areas. Then next, what are the economic and social impacts of those issues? Then what are the steps and measures taken by the government in regarding all those issues? Then what are the challenges that are still imminent in our society? What could be the viable solutions to those challenges? And then you conclude your conclude your essay by giving a way forward, that what should be done and what should be not be done. So this is what makes your essay holistic and complete. So this is what drafting skills entail: articulation and drafting skills. Your answer should be holistic, well researched, well prepared, backed up by thesis. Then comes the point of your language and vocabulary. So language and vocabulary is not the first, the first prominent what do you say point of evaluation. Language and vocabulary will come maybe at secondary or tertiary point. Your language should be decent. I mean, no grammatical mistake, no errors, and your vocabulary used should be up to date, well presented. You should have started earlier, Nikhil. Then how your strategy? I'm not here to give you strategy, Nikhil. We are discussing essay writing here. So your strategy and everything can be discussed individually. All right. Or maybe at the end of the session. But right now, let's look into essay writing, please. Next, your answer should be properly structured. Every answer has a proper structure to it. Do you know that? Essay, see guys, everything that is written in English language has a specific structure to it. You can't write an essay like a pressy. You can't write a pressy like a report. You can't write a report like a letter. You can't write a letter like an answer. You can't write an answer like a memo. Everything has a structure to it, specific structure to it, and that is what we need to keep in mind. We'll discuss the strategy at the end. I can't just diverge from the topic every now and then. Please keep your doubts and queries for the end of the session, guys. I'll take up all your queries at the end, please. So I can't just, in between keep on answering your queries. Keep your queries with you. I'll answer all your queries at the end of the session. Okay. So structure. So you have to follow proper structure for every answer that we are going to discuss in these live sessions. Then grammatical conciseness. Every guys, nobody talks about it, nobody tells you this, but let me give you a simple idea. Every mistake, be it a grammatical error, be it a spelling error, be it a punctuation error, every mistake will cost you 0.25 marks. So if you make 10 mistakes, you've lost 2.5 marks. If you make 20 mistakes, you've lost 5 marks. Overall, incomplete in all the three answers, let's say you've made 30 mistakes, you've lost 7.5 marks, or 40 mistakes, 10 marks. And if you lose 10 marks, I don't think you can recover from that. So grammatical accuracy is utmost important. Your spelling errors should be checked and your grammar should be up to the mark. Keep your language simple, but it should be grammatically apt. Very important in descriptive English. And last but not the least, you should have minimal typos and errors. And how can you eliminate those typos and errors? What are typos? Spelling mistakes and any. See what happens usually, Chetan, when we start typing and when we are writing and thinking at the same time. Sometimes we skip one word in between the sentence. Sometimes we repeat one word in while writing. We do that, right? Am I right, Suraj, Priyanka? So when we are writing, when we are typing, and when we are thinking at the same time, and while typing, what we do tend to make such mistakes. We repeat the same word while writing it, while typing it, or we skip one word thinking we have written it. So that is what we need to start controlling. Very often it happens, and this happens with everyone. And this is what we need to get into, practicing every day, so that we are able to control these mistakes. We do not, make spelling errors, and we are able to, we get into the habit of checking and proofreading our answers before we submit them. So important topics. Yes, Aman, I'll give you tentative topics at the end of this session. So this session is all about orientation and about art of essay writing. No, Chetan, you can't use short forms. Abbreviations can be used in between brackets, but you have to write full form. You can't just write PMJKY and just carry on. What is PMJKY or PMJDY? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana. That has to be written in the brackets. If you want to write, let's say RBI, chalo, RBI is acceptable. That is very common to everyone, right? Niti Aayog is acceptable. Okay, CBI or ED is acceptable. These common abbreviations are acceptable. But if you're writing something which has a full form to it, that has to be mentioned in between the brackets, Chetan. Okay. So you can't just use short forms. So don't write, for example, for government, don't write GOVT. That's what we usually do. Don't we, Priyanka? For government, we just write GOVT dot. But this is not acceptable in your answers. For English, in English, you have to write complete words. Government. Okay? Government of India. Now you have to remember such things. India is a proper noun, so first letter should be capital. Now if you're writing China, first letter should be capital. If you're writing Russia, America, first letter should be capital. So such things are punctuation mistakes that you need to look into. Okay. So this is the evaluation criteria. Now, guys, look at the exam interface. This is what the not exactly, but I'm giving you the brief understanding of what the exam interface will look like. Guys, this is very important. Please pay attention to this. Guys, the biggest challenge in the exam when you are appearing for a descriptive English paper is the interface. You know why? Because you'll not be typing on a Word document. See, when we type on a Word document, you can see the mistake. It is red, underlined in red. Am I right, Jayesh? But in the exam, that is not going to happen. Second thing, you are only going to write everything in a dialog box. And the problem with the dialog box is once you start writing something, I'm sorry, by the time you reach the end of this dialog box, what will happen, Suraj? Everything that you've written here will start shifting to the left, and you'll not be able to see what you have written, behind in the sentence, and everything will start shifting to the left. So you'll only be able to see only a limited version of a limited part of what you have written. And then once you have written 6 7 lines, what is going to happen? The lines that you have written in the top will start moving, shifting above, and there is a scroller on here, and there is a scroller here. So what you will need basically, if you want to read what you've written before in the sentence or in the above lines, you'll need to use the mouse. You'll need to scroll up and down, scroll left to right, and that is very painstaking, and you need to get used to it. Now there will be a word counter on the top which will keep on telling you how many words you have written in this answer, so you don't need to count the words manually. And there will be a timer on the bottom right corner of the screen, which will keep on telling you how much time is left. Okay. But this is what we need to get used to, interface. Now how can you get used to this, guys? Now if you are practicing on your own, अगर आप खुद से practice कर रहे हो guys, तो there is a website by the name quillbot.com. So go search it, Quillbot, and you can use it when you are practicing answers on your own. Or you can also use Notepad. So what do you have your Notepad in your PCs? So resize the Notepad in a rectangular dialog box of almost maybe a little smaller than this that you see on the screen. So resize it, a little bit, and then try writing your answer in the dialog box. Or If you want exact simulation of your paper, like say, sir, how can we simulate the actual interface of the exam? Then you have your full length tests in your course, the FLTs, the 5 FLTs that we have given you. No, the interface that is given in those FLTs is exactly like your exam. So when you take those full length tests, you will be able to actually experience the interface of the exam. You'll have a timer, you'll have a word counter, and you'll have a dialog box wherein you'll be writing exactly like you'll be writing in your exam. So you'll also practice this in the FLTs, and your FLTs will be assessed by us. I mean, they will be evaluated by us, and you will get a detailed feedback on every answer that you write. So every answer, even for descriptive English and for your FM and ESI answers as well, you will get a feedback, and you'll get assessment for every full length test that you write here. So that is exact simulation of your paper. Got it? So getting used to the interface, again, very important aspect of your descriptive English preparation, guys. Please do not just think that, okay, we can practice on Word document or any other document, and we'll be able to do it in the exam as well. No, you won't. Because getting used to typing in a dialog box, scrolling left to right, top to bottom, that is, again, it takes a little while. And again, you need to proofread your answers as you write them. You can't wait for, you can't just complete your answer and then look for mistakes. That will not be possible. You know why? Because what happens in this interfaces, guys, the biggest challenge is, let's say you've written your complete essay, then you start proofreading it. You found that, okay, there is a mistake in one word here at the beginning of the sentence. You want to edit it, you want to rectify it. So you take your mouse, you want to click here, right? But the cursor will not appear here. The cursor will appear to the extreme right of this line, and then you will need to keep the arrow key, the left arrow key pressed. You'll need to keep it pressed for very long. Then the cursor will start shifting to the left, and slowly and gradually the cursor will come to the word that you want to edit, and then you will be able to edit that word. Similarly, let's say you find two mistakes in second sentence. You want to edit these mistakes. The cursor will not appear here. You click on this line, the cursor will appear on the extreme right of the line. Then again, you will need to keep the arrow key pressed. The cursor will slowly move to the word. Then you will be able to edit it. Then you want to edit this word. Again, you press cursor. Then you bring it to this word. Then you will be able to edit it. So one edit will take at least 30 seconds. And if you've made 5 mistakes, you're taking 3 to 4 minutes just to edit 4 to 5 words in your answer. So that also needs a lot of getting used to. Notepad, not Word. I think I answered your answer here. I answered your question here. Either if you want to practice online, use Quillbot. If you want to practice on your own, use Notepad. Or if you want exact simulation of your paper, take your full length tests. Okay. Then you can copy your answer. If you want to proofread, and no, you don't proofread at the end. You have to proofread it as you go along. Can we press enter and shift content downwards? No, Arpit, you can't. That will not be allowed. You'll not be able to use mouse. Mouse will only appear as a cursor. So you won't be able to do it. If you want to switch to the next line, what you will need is, you'll need to put a full stop, then a space, and then when you press enter, your cursor will appear in the next line. Otherwise, you'll not be able to move it to the next line. Okay, you can't do that. The leaving spaces is not allowed in this interface, Arpit. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay. So this is the interface of the exam. So this is what the interface actually looks like, guys. Right? This is the timer on the top. Word counter is on the bottom of the screen. Instructions are given on the top. Topics are given to you. And this is what the interface. This is the actually size of the interface on your screen, guys. So reshape your notepad or reshape your Quillbot this size. Okay. And try writing your answers this way. You'll have a scroller. You'll need to scroll top to bottom, left to right. Okay. I will share expected essay topics at the end of the session, Saurabh. सर एक बार इंटरफेस का साथ में, हाँ ये इंटरफेस ही बताया मैंने आपको श्रेयश. This is what the interface looks like. Okay. So once you're done with your answer, you click submit. You will go to question number 2. Then you write your answer for question number 2. You click submit. You go to question number 3. Then you write your answer for question number 3. Then you finally submit all the answers before proofreading, or when you complete, if the time is up, whatever you have written will automatically be submitted. Okay. But make sure that you write essay number. If you do not write essay number, there are 4 essays given to you, but if you do not write the essay number, your essay will not be evaluated. You will be scored 0 marks. Please remember this. 0 marks मिलेंगे. सारी मेहनत पानी में है पूरे साल की, अगर सिर्फ आप ऐसे नंबर लिखना भूल गए तो. वैसे वो ये चीज मेंशन भी करेगा इंस्ट्रक्शंस में. दिस विल बी मेंशन्ड इन द इंस्ट्रक्शंस एज वेल before you start the exam, that you have to mandatorily mention the essay. Which essay are you writing on? Just the number of that essay. If you've chosen topic number 2, topic number 3, write down that number, topic number 3, and then start writing your essay. Without essay number, you will not be scored any marks for your answers. Please remember that. You don't need to worry about Pressy or RC. In RC, yes. Again, in RC, if you're writing for answer for question number 1, write answer number 1. Write number 2, number 3, number 4. Again, you have to clearly mention what are you answering for. Okay. This is really, really important, guys. All right. So this is the interface of your exam, guys. Now, let's come to understand what essay writing entails and what do you need to prepare for, guys. Now, briefly, I'll be giving you overview of what we need to prepare for. And guys, tomorrow in the class, we will start a live essay practicing session. I will be giving you essay topics. We will be brainstorming the ideas right here live in the class. And I will be prompting you to write an essay right live during the class itself. Are you ready for this? गाइस कोई और तरीका नहीं है आपको ऐसे लिखवाने का, सच बता रहा हूँ. घर बैठे आपका कभी मन नहीं करेगा ऐसे लिखने का, ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग. बट इफ यू अटेंड द क्लास टुमारो and you be here and you are attentive, you will be able to write an essay tomorrow. So we will do that. We will take up a topic. We will we'll brainstorm it. We'll make a rough draft, and then all of us will sit down and write an essay, and you will share your essays with me, and I'll evaluate your essays for you. Every answer, I'll provide you my feedback right live during the lecture itself. Okay, that is the purpose of these live sessions, guys. Live session का purpose क्या है? So that you can interact with me, you can ask me doubts, you can get your answers evaluated through me, you can get those inputs that you need to you need to improve your answers. That is the purpose of these live lectures. So we'll do that tomorrow, but first understand what essay writing entails, guys. So essay writing, what is the demand of your essay? Essays do not demand any narrative or emotional essays out there. You are not supposed to write like you used to when you were kids. Now you have to write well curated, well presented answers. So your answers must be issue based, data aware, and solution oriented. That is what you need to look into. That is what you need to start preparing towards. That what is the issue that is being discussed, what data, what facts, what information you have with you, so that you can use that in to present as thesis for your answer, for your essay. And then what solutions can you can you provide for those challenges, so that the evaluator can also understand that the student is he is or she is a solution oriented aspirant. He is not only problem oriented. He cannot only locate problems or issues, he can also give you solutions to those issues, which are viable issues, viable solutions to those issues. Okay. So this is what the demand of an essay is. So what are the common themes that you use? Financial, regulation and markets, economy, growth and policy, technology in finance, social development and inclusion linked to finance and economy, global financial trends, and ESG and sustainability. These are common themes that we need to look into while we are preparing for SEBI descriptive English paper. No, you have to write intro. We'll come to that, many. Just be a little patient. Now, what examiners expect from your answers? Clear introduction, defining the issue. First, you have to define the issue. You have to give a background understanding of what the issue is all about. Then a balanced approach, balanced analysis. You have to discuss both benefits and challenges. If it's a policy linkage based essay, highlight the role of government in this. Then practical solutions, not idealistic ones, practical solutions to those challenges. Then crisp conclusion, which has a way forward. That means what should be done in the future, and what will be the impact, and or what will be the consequences in the future for this particular issue. So what do you need to stop doing is stop storytelling, flowery language and generic opinions. And what you need to do is structured arguments and sectoral awareness. That is what is needed from you. Now, jumping into what essay writing is all about, guys. So many of you have this dilemma. So can we use bullet points? Can we use titles and subtitles in an essay? Let me first give you the basic definition of an essay. So an essay is a short piece of writing that sheds light on any given topic. Now, and M.H. Abrams, the American literary critic, notes that an essay is any short composition in prose. Now, guys, please read this very carefully. In prose means in paragraphs. So remember, essays are always written in just paragraphs. You do not make subtitles, bullet points in an essay. Essays are, it's basically a piece of writing that sheds light on a topic. It's a composition in paragraphs where you undertake to discuss a matter, express a point of view, or persuade us to accept a thesis on any subject. So, essay is basically a comprehensive analysis of a given topic while taking a particular view or stand on it. It takes into account various aspects of the topic along with its critical appraisal. So you don't have to just write in a monotonous manner. You have to discuss the topic from every tangent, from every angle, from social angle, from economic angle, from what are the challenges, what are the benefits, what has government done in this, and then what are the solutions to those challenges, and what is the way forward. So this is how you complete the essay. You start with the background, you bring it to the present. What are the social impact, economic impact, political angle, then challenges, then solutions, and then you give a way forward to the future. So you start from the past, you discuss the present, and you talk about the future. This is what the whole timeline of your essay should be. So this is what you need to envisage when you start writing an essay. Okay, मुझे पास से स्टार्ट करना है, मतलब मुझे पहले बैकग्राउंड बताना है टॉपिक का, ये सारा इशू है क्या, फिर मुझे प्रेजेंट में आज क्या हो रहा है, इसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम अभी चल रही है, वो सब डिस्कस करना है फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एंगल्स, फ्रॉम सोशल एंगल, इकोनॉमिक एंगल, पॉलिटिकल एंगल, चैलेंजेस, बेनिफिट्स, सॉल्यूशंस, वो सब. एंड देन आई विल टॉक अबाउट फ्यूचर वेर इन आई गिव अ वे फॉरवर्ड कि इसमें अगर हम ये करें तो दिस विल बी बेनिफिशियल फॉर अस, फॉर द इकोनॉमी, फॉर द कंट्री. सो ये होता है वे फॉरवर्ड. सो ऐसे करके आपको एक ऐसे डेवलप करना होता है. आई गो डीपर इनटू इट. So, guys, how do you stand out in an essay? The essays asked generally cover topics from economy, rural sector, socio-economic and tangent, current affairs to science and technology, etc. So it requires, now guys, you need two things to write an essay. It requires one to have some idea on the topics as well as a few writing tricks up your sleeves to write a good essay. Now, guys, unless you have some background knowledge on the topic, you will not be able to execute the topic. Number one, जैसे मैंने आपको अभी एग्जांपल दिया चेतन, अगर मैं अभी आपको बोलूं फॉरेक्स रिजर्व्स पे ऐसे लिख दो, अभी लिख पाओगे? राइट नाउ अगर मैं अभी इस मोमेंट पे आपको बोलूं कि मुझे 300 वर्ड का फॉरेक्स रिजर्व्स के ऊपर ऐसे लिख दो, वुड यू बी एबल टू एग्जीक्यूट इट? यस और नो? नहीं. क्यों? क्योंकि सर हमें उसकी बैकग्राउंड नहीं पता अभी. We don't have enough information on the background of the topic, right? So that is the first step to do it. So first step is to get to know the topic. तो जितने ज्यादा आप टॉपिक को पढ़ोगे, मतलब जितने ज्यादा टॉपिक्स आप पढ़ोगे, उतने ही ज्यादा आपको कॉन्फिडेंट फील होगा कि अब कोई भी टॉपिक मैं फेस कर सकता हूँ, कोई भी टॉपिक इस पर्टिकुलर वर्टिकल से मैं लिख सकता हूँ. बट the second thing is you also need to have a few writing tricks up your sleeves. Now, what does that mean? You also need to have some templates. मैं आपको एग्जांपल देता हूँ guys. It's a very funny example, but just an example for you. So I used to face the same situation. I used to face the same difficulty when I was in school. तो मुझे ये बड़ी प्रॉब्लम होती थी कि मैम ऐसे को इंट्रोडक्शन कैसे करें, उसको ओपन कैसे करें, वो समझ नहीं आ रहा. अगर वो मिल जाए ना तो मैम फिर मैं ऐसे लिख दूंगा बड़ा अच्छा. बट वो इंट्रोडक्शन ही नहीं समझ आ रही मुझे. तो मैं अपनी टीचर के पास गया. आई वेंट टू माय टीचर एंड आई आस्क्ड हर कि मैम व्हाट कैन आई डू टू इंट्रोड्यूस माय एसे, and is there something that I can use for any essay and every essay? And she gave me something. Okay, she gave me, she gave me a sentence and she told me you can use this for any and every essay out there. And the sentence she gave me was something like this. So the topic was education, importance of education in life. So she gave me a sentence that said, education is the most valuable consumption around us, and good that there is, because it immeasurably enriches the lives of those it touches. अब उन्होंने मुझे ओपनिंग दे दी है. अब मैम ने क्या बोला कि अगली बार अगर साइंस के ऊपर टॉपिक आए ना, एजुकेशन की जगह पर साइंस लिख देना यहाँ पे. एंड आई डिड द सेम. एंड व्हाट आई डिड वाज, नेक्स्ट टाइम साइंस के ऊपर आया, मैंने यही लिखा, साइंस इज द मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल कंजम्पशन एंड गुड दैट देयर इज, बिकॉज इट इमेजरेबली एनरिचेस द लाइव्स ऑफ दोज इट टचेस। मेरा काम कितना आसान हो गया, मेरे को अच्छी ओपनिंग मिल गई और मुझे कुछ सोचना ही नहीं, उसके बाद जो ऐसे लिखना है वो मैं एग्जीक्यूट बड़े अच्छे से कर पाता था। एंड आई वाज एबल टू स्कोर रियली हाई इन माय बोर्ड एग्जाम्स। 10th की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं। राइट, सो दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स। सो यही होते हैं ट्रिक्स, मतलब कुछ ओपनिंग फ्रेजेस जो आपको पता हो, जो अच्छे ओपनिंग फ्रेजेस होते हैं, अच्छे क्लोजिंग फ्रेजेस, कैसे कनेक्ट किया जाता है, क्या वर्ड्स हैं जो यूज करने हैं। और इसीलिए मैं हमेशा एस्पिरेंट्स को क्या बोलता हूँ, गाइस, दिस इज व्हाई आई टेल एस्पिरेंट्स एवरी नाउ एंड देन, प्लीज हैव अ रेगुलर रीडिंग हैबिट इन लाइफ। Because see guys, the phrases such some phrases like to unleash the animal spirits of the Indian economy, ये ऐसे phrases आपको कहाँ मिलेंगे सूरज? कोई बुक है मार्केट में? Is there any book out there in the market which can give you these opening phrases and closing phrases? No, there isn't. So where do you find such opening clauses? And रोहन क्या हो गया, माता रानी आ गई है क्या? अरे आराम से बैठो भाई। इतना हिल रहे हो इधर उधर, मुझे पता नहीं क्या हो गया। चलो, आई होप ज्यादा ठंड ठंड लग रही है इसकी वजह से कर रहे हो शायद ना, तो ठंड लग रही है इसलिए थोड़ा उधर बिजनेस न्यूज़पेपर, राइट निकल। So where do you get such opening phrases? Like for example, focusing on the upskilling and reskilling of the Indian population is the need of the hour. So on the need of the hour, or to to provide the necessary push to the rural section of the country, India must look into long-term policy measures, not just on paper but in reality. So ऐसे phrases आपको कहाँ से मिलेंगे? Exactly, editorial से, आर्टिकल से जो आप डेली पढ़ते हो। इसलिए मैं बोलता हूँ कि एक रेगुलर रीडिंग हैबिट इज क्रूशियल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ सच डिस्क्रिप्टिव पेपर। So start reading up as at this point of time, you know I'm not saying ke, sir, at this point of time editorial reading, starting editorial reading would be a bad thing. Whenever you start, it's a good thing. But right now at this juncture, what you can do is, as we have only limited time left, we can read as many essays as possible and take out those opening phrases, closing phrases, or punchy phrases that we come across and retain them, save them in a file in our computer, and use them when we are writing our own essays. Smart approach, समझ आ रही है प्रियंका? जैसे मैम ने मुझे बताया कि एक चीज टेम्पलेट याद कर लो, उसी इसी तरह मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ कि कुछ अच्छे ऐसे टेम्पलेट्स याद कर लो कि ऐसे टॉपिक में ऐसी चीज लिख लेनी चाहिए, ऐसे टॉपिक में ऐसा ओपनिंग लिखना चाहिए, एंड दैट विल हेल्प यू अलॉट। Got it? Next, another thing is, guys, know something about everything. What does this mean? To be jack of all trades but a master of none. See guys, they don't want you to be rocket scientist out there, right? NASA के admission नहीं हो रहा है यहाँ पे, but what they are looking for are decent answers. So know something about everything. Know about economy, exactly, Nikhil, generalist. Know something about finance, financial instruments. Know something about the economic setup of the country. What are the three pillars of Indian economy? What are the breakups? What percentage of population is educated? What is not? How many percentage of people are working in agriculture? How many people are working in services? How many in manufacturing? Then what is the organized sector, unorganized sector? This will lead you to so much insightful information about your country that you will have so much to, well, I mean, you'll have enough to write in your essays. Yes, both, Arpit, actually. You can use Live Mint and Hindu or Indian Express for your for topics which are related to related to, let's say, social issues, current affairs, right? And you can use Economic Times and Business Standard for your financial topics and economic topics. So it should be a mix of both. You should read one editorial for your social topics and current affairs topics. Like for example, what is being talked about these days, guys? I think we are talking about trade, अमेरिका ट्रम्प बाबू लगा हुआ है रोज का, बट चलो, ट्रेड बैरियर्स, राइट? ट्रेड वॉर और ट्रेड बैरियर्स, टैरिफ, राइट? एक्सपोर्ट ट्रेड लिंक्स, ट्रेड चेन्स, फॉरेन ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट्स, उसके बारे में आ सकता है। आई थिंक अभी रिसेंटली हम बहुत सारे फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट कर रहे हैं। न्यूजीलैंड से हो गया है, आई थिंक लंदन, सॉरी, से इंग्लैंड से हो चुका है, काफी और कंट्रीज है जिससे हो रहा है अभी लाइन में। ईयू, अभी जर्मनी के कल आए हुए थे, ईयू के अगले हफ्ते आ रहे हैं 10 दिन में, राइट? सो व्हाट इज, हाउ दिस इज गोइंग टू इम्पैक्ट द इंडियन इकोनॉमिक सेटअप? व्हाई नॉट, क्यों नहीं आ सकता भाई ये चीज? इट कैन बी आस्क्ड इन योर एग्जाम दिस ईयर। सो इम्पोर्ट, जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स हुए थे अभी, उसके बारे में पढ़ना चाहिए। ठीक है, बैंक अश्योरेंस बहुत बहुत ही ज्यादा फेमस हो रहा है अभी से। जीएसटी में जब से उन्होंने इंश्योरेंस पे से 18 या 28% जो जीएसटी लगता था वो हटा दिया, उसका क्या बेनिफिट होगा? मतलब ये पर्टिकुलरली नहीं कि इसका क्या होगा, बट question could be how can GST reforms or how can economic reforms can empower the future of Indian economic growth. ऐसे टॉपिक आपको देखने को मिल सकते हैं जहां पे ये सब आपको डिस्कस करने को मिले. सो नो समथिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग. कोल्ड वॉर तो बहुत पुराना हो चुका है. अभी तो कोल्ड वॉर तो अभी वो सब नहीं आएगा. ये देखो गाइस, ये टॉपिक नहीं आते. वेनेजुएला का टॉपिक नहीं आएगा, ग्रीनलैंड का नहीं आएगा, ये ऐसे ये सब नहीं आता. पॉलिटिकल चीजें या जियो पॉलिटिकल चीजें नहीं आती. इट द टॉपिक्स दैट आर गिवन टू यू आर इंक्लाइंड टुवर्ड्स इकोनॉमी, फाइनेंस, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ, सोसाइटी एंड द करंट अफेयर्स दैट वी आर डीलिंग विद. राइट. एआई का रोल क्या हो सकता है फ्यूचर में, ये आ सकता है. ऐसी चीजें आ सकती हैं. व्हाट हाउ कैन what role can AI play in the you know in in replacing humans and at the same time creating more jobs. ऐसे टॉपिक्स आपको देखने को मिलते हैं जहाँ पे लिखने को भी कुछ हो आपके पास. सो नो समथिंग अबाउट एवरीथिंग, रीड अप एज मच एज यू कैन. राइजिंग इन्फ्लेशन ऐसे टॉपिक नहीं आते सोनो, इतने पिन पॉइंटेड टॉपिक नहीं आते. बट हाँ, हाउ कैन वी फाइट इन्फ्लेशन और हाउ कैन वी embrace ourselves against the economic shocks of the world. ऐसे टॉपिक आ सकते हैं कि भाई हमारी क्या पॉलिसीज एंड मेजर्स होनी चाहिए कि हम इंडिया को कैसे प्रोटेक्ट कर सकते हैं. ये होता है रेगुलेटरी बॉडी का काम गाइस. यही डिसीजन मेकिंग वो देखना चाहते हैं आपके अंदर कि रेगुलेटरी बॉडी में जब आप काम करोगे तो वो रेगुलेशंस किस बेसिस पे डिसाइड करोगे आप. How are you going to conduct those regulations? That is what they test you for. So that the topics that are usually asked require some thinking on your part. So it requires you to know something, at at least a slight knowledge about the topics asked. For if you have only a base, only then you can construct an apartment. सच बात है ये कि अगर बेस होगा तभी आप अपार्टमेंट कंस्ट्रक्ट कर पाओगे. So what do? Collect facts, data, statistics, reports, schemes pertaining to finance and management एंड ESI टॉपिक्स एंड बर्निंग टॉपिक्स इन न्यूज. कि जो फाइनेंस एंड मैनेजमेंट से रिलेटेड और इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल इश्यूज से रिलेटेड जो टॉपिक्स हैं और जो बर्निंग टॉपिक्स हैं न्यूज में, उनके बारे में पढ़ के जाओ. राइट. यू हैव एनालाइज्ड द प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस एंड नाउ यू नो व्हाट काइंड ऑफ टॉपिक्स आर आस्क्ड फ्रॉम यू. Then how to gather info? So you can do so by keeping yourself updated with recent happenings in your surroundings. So what do? Read newspapers and magazines. Try to read and understand the editorials, periodicals, right? They will give you all the insights. They give you not only the information but also the analysis and the presentation skills. जो मैं आपकी बात कर रहा था कि आपको वो टेम्पलेट्स कहाँ से मिलेंगे, इन्हीं एडिटोरियल से मिलेंगे. तो इन्फॉर्मेशन भी मिलेगी, वोकैबुलरी भी मिलेगी, प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स भी मिलेंगी और ओपनिंग एंड क्लोजिंग फ्रेजेस भी मिलेंगे. तो दैट इज व्हाई रीडिंग हैबिट इज utmost important. Sir, should we avoid? You should not avoid, Jayesh. You should never give your personal opinions or ideas into an essay. Essay is supposed to be a very, very unbiased kind of presentation. There should be no political or no ideological inclination in your essay. In essay, you are supposed to, write everything in a very unbiased manner. Let the reader, decide his own opinion. Let's say if I talk about the benefits and challenges of AI. If I only talk about benefits of AI, that is also wrong. If I only talk about challenges of AI, that is also incorrect. So you give a balanced approach. Let the reader decide for himself what approach or what opinion do I make out of it. But your concern should not be creating an opinion or creating an ideological inclination. Your perspective should be, to have an informative essay for the evaluator so that he is empowered after reading. He gains knowledge after reading your essay. That is what your perspective should be. Let him has his own opinion. You are not to drive opinion. You are not to add any criticism. See, don't do that कि गवर्नमेंट को क्रिटिसाइज कर रहे हो, गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ नहीं किया, 50 साल हो गए, 70 साल हो गए, ये नहीं हो रहा, वो नहीं हो रहा. Don't do that. That will be political motivation, and that is not accepted here, and not even appreciated in such answers. That shows that you cannot have a biased opinion. Or sorry, you cannot have an unbiased opinion. You cannot have an impartial opinion. So you need to present the information. Let the evaluator decide. Let him decide what his opinion is. But you are not supposed to give any opinion here. You just need to present facts and give out what you can prove with numbers and statistics. See, Jayesh, if I say that, okay, let me give you an example. For example, even after 78 years of independence, more than 58% of Indian population is directly or indirectly dependent on agriculture sector. But unfortunately, the contribution of agriculture sector to the GDP is only around 17 to 18%. Now, this fact says everything in itself. that okay, 60% population is dependent on agriculture, but the contribution is only 17 rupees out of 100. So that shows that agriculture sector has become quite productive over the decades, right? But I don't need to write, okay, that is the problem with the governments. Our governments have not paid enough attention to the agriculture sector. That is what I'm not going to write here. Got my point? So I'll only say what I have to say with the help of facts and data, right? To prove my point, and not give anything on the basis of what my opinion about this is. Okay? That's what your approach should be. So, guys, how do you frame an essay? What do you do before the exam? Find out and read up as much information about the tentative and relative topics, relevant topics and tentative topics, as much information as possible. Read up as much as you can. Guys, your aim right now should be, if not more, 60% focus should be on reading up and consuming content, and then 40% weightage should be focused on 40% time should be focused on practicing. I'm not even saying 50-50. 60% on consuming the content and 40% on executing the content at this point of time. Maybe when you are done, when you feel a little more confident down the line in 10, after 10 days, 15 days, then you can focus more on practicing. But right now, will newspaper not no maniac, only newspapers won't be enough. You need a directed approach, so you need to start going through the fodder material that we have provided you. We have curated that fodder material for a particular purpose, so that we can help you and provide you data points, statistics, reports, schemes, everything that you need to know about a topic, concretely at at one location, in one file itself. So first is your fodder material. After you're done with your fodder material, subsequently you can also follow editorials, articles. But first point of information should be your fodder material. Okay. Second, once you start going through those topics, learn and memorize the material with the exam format in mind from relevant sources, right? From any report from IMF, any report from Niti Aayog, any report from any particular agency should be kept in mind. And how do you remember it? I told you, na, save those data points in your PC, in your laptop, and revise them on a weekly basis. Every week on every Sunday, go through whatever new information you came across this week. So that is the only way to retain your data points. Got it, Priyanka? Then review the notes and material frequently to maintain a good grasp of the content. If you want to retain the content, review the notes or review the material that you have collected or that you have accumulated after reading the fodder material. Think and make notes about the themes, ideas, and patterns that reoccur throughout your preparation. As I told you, I gave you an example. If you know this data point organically, I'll be able to use that data point in any essay that is relevant, or that is related to that particular topic. Am I right? So if you remember from renewable sources of energy, Jayesh, that India has set a target of achieving 500 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2030. If you remember that from renewable sources of energy topic, but if there was a topic of environment, sustainability and governance norms, ESG norms, I can use that fact in that topic, right? So this is how you retain these data points. That is what smart work is all about. And practice your critical and drafting skills as you review your answers. Make sure that you practice your drafting skills, you articulate your answers. And how do you do that? Let's go into it, guys. Now, there is no specific structure to every essay out there, but this is one structure which can be used for, I think, more than 80 or more than 85% or 90% of the essays that you look into. And this is a very well sought, very well curated structure, considering limited word limit for your essay. So guys, you don't start with quotation in 250 or 300 word essay. Do you think there is enough space for a quotation? Do you think you can start with a quotation by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru or Mahatma Gandhi, or you know or maybe Dr. Abdul Kalam? No, you can't, because 250 word is not even enough to explain one topic. So you can't use, quotations or proverbs or anecdotes or like that. You start with background. So what should be the number of, okay, these are the paragraphs that you have to make. You have to ideally make 6 to 7 paragraphs. First paragraph, 2 to 3 lines, which should be introduction. What should the introduction talk about? The background of the topic. You define the topic here. How do you define the topic? By giving a background information. Okay, let's say what you're talking about ESG. So what ESG stands for, and what does ESG norms mean? What do they work towards? Right? What is their purpose for ESG norms and how will they benefit? That is the background. Then you bring to the next paragraph. Now this is where guys, usually we have been taught introduction, body and conclusion. Am I right, Suraj? This is the broad understanding we have been given, but let's go deeper into it now. So first start with introduction, then take the body, start the body with the social dimension. What is social dimension? How does this particular issue impact the society, impact people, impact the the general public around us? How does it impact the social fabric of the country? What is the impact on people around us? How will it impact our future, right? How will it impact our coming generation, or what is going to be the long term impact of this? That is the social angle. The next, economic angle, considering SEBI is an economic body, right? I mean, it's a body which deals with the economy of the country. So there has to be a special focus on economy. So you need to have a special economic paragraph. So discuss what could be the economic impacts or economic benefits or economic challenges of this particular issue. Then the political angle, right? What I mean by political measures, what are the schemes, what are the measures taken by the government in this for this particular issue? Are there any schemes launched by the government? Is there any particular rule or any particular reform that has been taken up by the government that should be taken in this particular paragraph, if there is? Now guys, if there isn't any, then you can skip this as well. Now let's say there is a topic where there is no political measure which needs to be discussed, you can skip this if needed. Then the challenges or the impacts. What are the challenges? What are the underlying or what are the prevalent challenges? And what could be the impact of these challenges? Then what could be practical and viable solutions to those challenges that you have discussed in the previous paragraph? And then in the end, give a conclusion by giving a way forward. What is way forward? You talk about what needs to be done in the future, what steps and measures need to be taken for the future so that we can achieve the dream of becoming a $5 trillion economy, of achieving of being in the top three economies of the world by 2027. तो ये होता है फ्यूचर का एक विजन देना. So what is way forward? A vision for future. That is what? No, no, we do not, maniac. I think I said this very clearly. We do not use subtitles, titles, headings, subheadings. You just need to write all these into paragraphs. Essays are only written in paragraphs. Please remember that. Okay? Because they want to see your language. So if you write bullet points, they will not be able to assess your language, right? So each paragraph of 30 to 40 to 50 words, yes or no? So 40 to 50 words paragraph, that 40 to 50 words means 2 to 3 sentences for every paragraph. That is more than sufficient. And that makes your, where is the further material? Further material is available in your course, shout out. So if you are enrolled with EduTap, fodder material, two batches are provided to you guys. There are two fodder material provided to you, batch 1 and batch 2. Batch 1 was updated in September and batch 2 was updated in November. So they have been recently updated, and all these are tentative topics for your upcoming exam. So they are provided to you in your course. Okay. Now, guys, 10 easy tips and tricks for essay writing. Learn them so that you can start with your essay. First, how do you brainstorm your ideas? So first thing before you start writing your essay is creating a rough draft. So guys, why rough draft is very important. Please understand this, guys. Most of the students, they break in between, or they make this very common mistake. They do not make a rough draft. Okay, just imagine, Chetan, Jayesh, Suraj, Priyanka, you have to you bought a piece of land and you want to make a house on that land. Okay, let's assume that you bought a piece of land and you want to construct a house on that land. Now, what do? You just go and hire masons and workers, daily wages workers, and start constructing your house. You just have a brief idea that okay, I'll have 3 BHK, I'll have 3 rooms and one kitchen and two bathrooms and one this and one that. Now you have this idea in your head, but can you start constructing your house with that idea? No. You know why? Because you'll miss out so many intricate details that you will not be able to fill out later on. You don't know where the sewage point is. You don't know where the electricity points are. You don't know where the parking is going to be, where the ventilation is going to be. You don't know which is a good point for this, which is a good. So you've missed out so many points, right? So you can't just construct your apartment just by thinking about it. You need to have a plan. So what do, Suraj? You go to an architect, right? You ask the architect to create a blueprint of the house and include every detail of that house in that blueprint, right? And then you take that blueprint, and on the basis of that blueprint, then you start constructing your house. Am I right? So this is what you do in your essay as well. Essay is a composition. You have to compose your essay. So first thing is to create a rough draft. Always create a rough draft for your essay and for your précis before you start writing your answer. Because without a rough draft, you will not be able to execute it practically. So sketch out your essay before straight away writing it out. Jot down relevant points using short keywords in rough. Guys, you will be given a rough piece of paper and a pen or a pencil in the exam, and you can use that rough piece of paper to make a rough draft. And after you've made a rough draft, then you keep that piece of paper in front of you and you start executing. See, guys, Jayesh, where do most of the students make mistakes? They do not make a rough draft, they just straight away start writing the essay. And what happens is, they are thinking about a sentence, they are bothered about grammar, they are, thinking about the next sentence, and they are also typing their sentence. So when you multitask like this, that is where you tend to make mistakes. That is where you forget words. That is where you repeat words. That is where you make spelling errors. And that is what needs to be avoided. Getting my point? So you can't think and write simultaneously, guys. You can't do that. Nobody can. I mean, see, if you are very well practiced, that's a different thing. But in normal scenarios, you can't think and type your answer and focus on grammar simultaneously. Won't be possible. So you'll at least have to spare your mind from one thing. So what you do is you take your rough draft, and once you are done with your rough draft, then your mind, forgets about the thinking part. It only focuses on typing and grammar, right? That is where you will be able to execute your answers very well. So you can't do these two things together. So first, make a rough draft using short keywords so that none of the details get missed, and you can organize your essay beforehand. You have a proper blueprint or a mind map in front of you, that okay, this is how I'm going to execute my essay. So let's say who, what, when, why, where, how. So what are the impacts, or let's say what are ESG norms? So for you first define that. What are the impacts of ESG norms on the growth and the future of the country, of the companies? That is what your answer will be for the first paragraph. Then how do these norms impact the people, or the employees of the organization or the country, let's say. What are the economic impacts of ESG norms on businesses? How do they benefit the businesses? What are the challenges in inculcating ESG norms in companies? Then what could be viable solutions to those challenges? Then you give a way forward. So you ask yourself these questions, and you'll get all the points that you need to discuss to frame an essay. Now, these essentials should be focused broadly so that the points and also the essay is precise, logical and effective. होता क्या है पता है चेतन? हम कई बार बच्चे बिना सोचे लिखना स्टार्ट तो कर देते हैं, और तीन पैराग्राफ लिख भी देते हैं, लेकिन जब फोर्थ पैराग्राफ खत्म हो जाता है ना, फिर पॉइंट्स भी खत्म हो जाते हैं लिखने को। फिर ये नहीं समझ आता क्या लिखें सर, वर्ड लिमिट तो आधी रह गई। अब फिर क्या होता है, फिर वही पॉइंट रिपीट होने लग जाते हैं जो आपने पहले लिखे हुए हैं, राइट? और फिर वहीं से मार्क्स कटना शुरू होते हैं। और ये मैं आपको, क्योंकि गाइस, आई नो व्हाई कैन आई टेल यू ऑल दिस, सूरज? आई हैव बीन टीचिंग इन दिस इंडस्ट्री फॉर 15 years, and I have been evaluating these essays for the last 8 years, and I know each and every mistake that a candidate makes before he makes it, because I know the intricacies of essay writing. Where do we get blocked? What mistakes do we make? What problems do we face if we do not prepare for it beforehand, if you don't make a rough draft? That is what you go through when you start writing your essay. So make a rough draft before you start writing your essay. Then organize those ideas. Once you have jotted down all the ideas, the purpose of an outline or a rough draft is to put your ideas about the topic on paper in a moderately organized format. The structure you have created here can still change before the essay, but you do not have to agonize over this. Decide which structure do you want to follow, but the basic structure, IBC, introduction, body, conclusion, that has to be at least followed, right? So whether you followed the cut and dried structure that I have given you, ICEP CCC structure. What is ICEP CCC structure? Introduction, social angle, economic angle, political angle, challenges, solutions, and then conclusion. This is ISEP CSC structure. 7 paragraphs, which can be called a cut and dried structure. Always tried and tested. Start with background, social angle, economic angle, political angle, challenges, solutions, and then conclusion. That's a cut and dried structure. Or you can also have a more flowing structure if you want. You can edit this structure if you want. So any structure that you choose. And guys, I'll be discussing the structure with you in detail tomorrow in the next lecture. So what you do is, guys, let's say the topic is microfinance. Okay, let's say the topic that we take up today is microfinance, and what role can microfinance play in economic growth of developing countries like India. So how would you start, guys? So you write down the topic in the middle. You start clockwise. First I have to write an introduction, right, Chetan? Introduction is background. So first, what do I start with? I define. Do I start with definition of my microfinancing? Am I right, Suraj? No, that's not how you start. You first start with the background information. What is background information? That is going to startle the evaluator. What I'll do is, even after 78 of years of independence, more than 52% of Indian population still does not have financial services available to them. Only 48% of the people in India have a savings account, right? And that shows how poor microfinancing, the outreach of how poor the outreach of microfinance. I'm not saying you have to write this, but I'm trying to say this is what you have to convey with the facts. That okay, even after 78 years, a huge percentage of Indian population does not have, you know, a direct link to financial services in the country. And that is why microfinance is a tool which can create, let's say, which can create inclusive opportunities for the people of India and bring most of the what do you say, which can bring the population which still falls under the umbrella of unorganized economy, and bring it under the purview of an organized sector, which will lead to economic growth and what do you say, long term sustainability of this economic growth. Exactly. So you start with background of the topic, don't just give definition of the topic. Then then I talk about the social structure. What would I write in social structure, Priyanka? That okay, 52% of the population resides in villages, and and 48% of the population, roughly, actually sorry, this is 62 and 38. 62% of the population still resides in villages, and almost 38% of the population lives in semi-urban and urban areas. And very few percentage of people have access to financial services in rural sector. So the outreach and the role of microfinance in this sector becomes ultimately crucial at this stage of time. And by providing financial services to the underserved section of the country, we will be able to eliminate the middleman and the burden of paying exorbitant rates of interest rates, and provide customized financial products to these people as well, which will prompt inclusive growth to the country. ये मेरा सेकंड पैराग्राफ बन गया, 3-4 sentences का. Third paragraph, what is the economic angle? How will it benefit the economy if more people are brought under the umbrella of financing? I mean, have more people will have services of savings and credit. They will have more job opportunities, more growth opportunities. We will have more entrepreneurs in the country, right? So then we can talk about all the economic factors of this. Then what steps and measures have been taken by the government in this regard? What first rule by RBI? RBI has clearly mentioned, for every branch in rural sector, you have to open one branch in rural sector of the country. That is a rule norm laid out by RBI to all the commercial banks. I can put it this way. Second, what schemes have been launched by the government in this regard? Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, right? Zero savings account, that has also paved way for more people coming under this. Third, use of UPI. UPI has brought many people under this. So all this have been steps have been taken by the PSL. Exactly. So PLI schemes, so those are also important to mention. So political angle. Then what are the challenges, Chetan? Lack of education, lack of financial literacy, right? Poor infrastructure facilities, availability of non-availability of financial products, and language barriers in domestic areas. ये सारे challenges हो गए. Now, Jayesh, what could be viable solutions to those challenges? Have customized products for rural sections, have more approachable outreach programs, have more sensitization programs, right? So that we can grow and impart the importance of microfinance to those people. Then you give a way forward. What is way forward? If we do this, we can bring more people, especially women, under this section, which will add to the growth of the country. Women who account for 49% of Indian population can add to the economic growth of the country and make India a developed country, and realize the dream of becoming a developed country or a first world country by 2047. That is what we call Viksit Bharat. So that is what makes your essay holistic, guys. Got the point? So now you have a broad idea and a structure to follow to understand why this ICISEP challenges, solution, and conclusion. So ICEP CSC structure is a cut and dried method for you. If you follow this, you can use this in any topic out there. Let's say, Suraj, tomorrow we are going to, let's say we are writing a topic on UPI, right? UPI. So can we start with background of UPI? With the help of Jam Trinity and all the, India has become one of the fastest adopters of digital payment system in the world, clocking 1.19 million transactions daily, and in total it accounts for 50% of global digital transactions in the world today. So UPI has revolutionized the way the way Indians transact, or the way people pay and get paid in India, right? Then what is the social impact of UPI? It has, improved financial services, savings. It has mobilized savings. It has benefited, businesses, governments, and consumers and producers alike. Am I right? And it has saved time, and ease of access is achieved by everyone. What is the economic impact? Economic growth. You can write so many points about UPI in the economic growth. What other steps and measures have been taken by the government in this regard? E-rupee, right? CBDC, that's what we are talking about in the future. Then what other measures have been taken? UPI, CBDC, then Bharat Pay, and then so many credit cards related to this. And this will take Indian rupee to the global level, small subsidy exactly. Then what are the challenges? Phishing. Then there are so many scams, and there are so many frauds. We can talk about that, and then we can give solutions that we can uh, you know we can stop these frauds and phishing, and we can stop these by leakage, by blocking the leakage, or have proper this and that, so and so. And then we can give a way forward by giving a conclusion. So guys, this is one structure that you can use for any and almost every topic, except for static topics. I think this structure can be used for any other topic that you want to write for. And guys, see, this is not just a very basic structure, but this is not a very elaborative structure like UPSC. In UPSC, you are taught pestle approach. If anybody has tried UPSC, now you would know what pestle approach is. Pestle approach, now that approach is, that is good when you are writing open-ended essays, like when you are writing 1200 word essay or 1500 word essay. That is where you can use pestle approach. But here you are only writing 250 words. So you won't be able to start with a quotation or a background, some anecdote or something, some proverb, some story from this. You have to straight away start by striking the nail on the head, right? So you have to start with very startling information, so that the reader is shocked to hear, oh, the student is so well researched, he's so well read that he can start with the background information. That is how clear he is in his head. And that is what you have to prove to him. So what are the 10 tips and tricks for essay writing, guys? Number one, you can use one sentence to introduce every paragraph to follow. So guys, this linking to ideas further in your body paragraphs provides structure to your essay. One thing the students miss out while writing the essay, guys, whenever you want to switch to a new paragraph, always leave a hook. जिसको हम बोलते हैं hook. Always leave a hook so that you can connect it with the next paragraph. For example, let's say we are writing the second paragraph, social paragraph, and after that, Chetan, we next paragraph is about economy, right? So at the end of the second paragraph, I mean social paragraph, I will just give a hook. I'll give a hint that uh, this also has a multifaceted impact on the on the economy of the country. ये एक hook मिल गया. Then next paragraph, I can straightway start with the economy. Then once I'm about to end the economy paragraph, no, next paragraph, I'm sure I'm going to write about the political challenge, political measures taken by the government. So I'll give a hook in the last sentence, the short sentence, that the government and stakeholders have taken this up on urgency and have laid out a clear pathway for the economic reforms in the country. So that's a hook. Then next paragraph, I'll talk about all what government have done. Let's say next paragraph, I'm going to write about the challenges. So I'll give a hook. The last line of the previous paragraph will be, but still, yeah, however, still there are multiple challenges that still prevail in the country. So that is what we call a hook. You understand what I'm saying, guys? डू यू गेट इट प्रियंका? हुक का मतलब क्या है यहाँ पे, कि अगले पैराग्राफ को कनेक्ट करने के लिए पिछले पैराग्राफ की लास्ट लाइन जो होती है वो एक हुक बना के छोड़ दी जाती है, ताकि आपको कनेक्टिविटी फील होती रहे, जर्क फील ना हो व्हेन यू स्विच टू न्यू पैराग्राफ। यार अभी तो एकदम इकोनॉमी की बात हो रही थी, अभी एकदम पॉलिटिकल बात कहाँ से आ गई, राइट? तो ये जो जर्क फील ना हो, that for to avoid the jerk in between paragraphs, we need to give the hook in between the paragraphs. Then finish the introductory paragraph with a short summary. ये तो बहुत बड़ा होता है, इतना बड़ा नहीं है, just last line should connect with the next paragraph. Now use words or phrases at the start of each paragraph that will indicate to the reader how it relates to the previous paragraph. For example, however, in addition, nevertheless, moreover. Guys, if you are continuing on the same tone, use in addition, consequently, subsequently, in addition to, right? If you're giving a contradiction, if you're changing your tone, if you're giving something on the other side, then use however, on the other hand, nevertheless, in spite of, or looking at this, right? So use these conjunctions to be, to create your paragraphs with one another. Now, if this is your answer for somebody was asking, if the accurate figures are not known, avoid using them. Use round off figures or use words like approximately, estimated figure, or is thought to be this much, right? You can use approximation if you do not remember the exact number, but don't falsify the number. Okay. Next, put your insight to add originality and a personal touch. Use your own, your presence of mind, your understanding of something that these economic reforms laid out, or proved to be a game changer for the economy of the country. This is your insight, right? So keep on adding your insight into your essays as well. Be creative, but be selective in using sources, guys. You can't just take up any newspaper or any private agency for for their for their, let's say, if there was a report laid out by some newspaper or some agency in London, right? You won't be quoting it. Only quote relevant sources like Niti Aayog, RBI, IMF, or bodies which are recognized globally. So use sources which are globally recognized, not any private or any selective source. Now get to the point as soon as possible. A very common error is to begin too broadly और टू फार फ्रॉम द टॉपिक। कई बार हम स्टार्टिंग में इतनी इतनी दूर से स्टार्ट करते हैं कि पॉइंट पे पहुंचते पहुंचते आधा इससे निकल जाते हैं। डोंट डू दैट। स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द वेरी एग्जैक्ट पॉइंट जहां से आपने जो लिखना है, बिकॉज यू डोंट हैव द लग्जरी ऑफ वर्ड लिमिट इन दिस एंड यू डोंट हैव द लग्जरी ऑफ टाइम in this answer, in this paper. So you have to get to the point as quickly as possible and avoid sweeping generalization. What is sweeping generalization, guys? Sometimes we tend to add our opinions like this, that most of the people believe that economic growth is just an indicator. How do you know that most of people believe that? This is called sweeping generalization. You're sweeping everyone under the same opinion, right, Priyanka? Right, Suraj? So get what sweeping generalization is. Most of the people feel that Indian economy is not growing fast. How do you know that? Do you have any point to prove here? Do you have any data or any factual information to support your thesis? So unless you quote the source, you can't sweep, you can't generalize everything. Now, next, this is not relevant for your topic because you don't get scientific essays. Now, some tips and tricks, some do's and don'ts during the exam, guys. Now, do's, read the instructions and make sure you understand them before you start writing your answers. Guys, before the exam, you will be given 15-20 minutes to read instructions on your screen. Read them very carefully and follow them in the exam. Make sure you outline your outline mind map, your rough work, your rough draft touches on every aspect that is required as per the instructions, as per the paper. Why am I saying this? Because last year there was a paper and there was a question, how can technology benefit the agriculture sector of the country? And then they had mentioned Give 5 specific examples where you have seen technology helping agriculture sector. Now, if they've asked you to give 5 examples, you have to give 5 examples, right? Like drone didi, right? Like female entrepreneurship, right? You have to mention like self-help group SHGs, like direct benefit transfer, right? DBTs, like more let's say weather forecasting through apps. So these are usages of technology for agriculture. So unless you know this and you know the requirement, you'll not be able to execute it. So make sure your answer outlines everything that is required for the answer, required for the question. Make sure each paragraph is unified and in sync with the topic. Your all answer should be coherent with the essay, coherent with the requirement of the topic. Make sure you stick to the word limit and you plan accordingly. And while writing a perfect start, be aware of the danger of taking too much time in the introduction only. कई बार ये होता है. Guys, I will always tell you the introduction paragraph should be the strongest paragraph of your essay. You know why? Because that is the truth. The first paragraph, the first, how do they put it? The well begun is half done, or first impression is the lasting impression. Remember that? All of you have heard this. So that is true actually. If your first paragraph is amazing, the impact will stay till the end of the essay. But if your first paragraph is boring or generalized or nuance, nonsensical, the same impact will stay until the end of the essay, right? So if you want to write a good essay, make sure you have a good opening, good introduction. But that does not mean you spend 10 minutes only for introduction paragraph. That is why I told you to have some tricks up your sleeves, have those templates ready, right? Those things that you have read and you are ready to use them if you are when you are preparing your answer. So be creative, but be prompt in your answer. Now, what are the don'ts? Refrain from narrating long stories in the essays. You don't write stories, or you don't write anecdotes in your essay. Stick to the point. Don't write very long sentences. Don't write very short sentences. Keep a combination of long and short sentences. Remember this. That is how you create um, uh, what do you say, a rich writing experience. That is how you keep the writer involved with you, right? You write a combination of long and short sentences. A mere jumble of irrelevant ideas does not make an essay, guys. Remember that. Also, an essay giving less prominence to the main theme and undue importance to the non-relevant ones will look absurd. So make sure you organize your ideas when you are creating a rough draft and you give ample importance. Guys, structure is not important. Topic is important. Remember this. Structure is, why do you have structure, guys? Okay. Okay, let's say, Jayesh, you have your room, you have a cupboard in your room, right? There are many cabinets and different things in your cupboard, right? Let's assume that you were given a cupboard, only a rectangular box with no division at all. No cupboard, no sliding drawer, no nothing at all, only a rectangular box. And you are supposed to use that to keep your books, to keep your clothes, to keep your toiletries, to keep your shoes, everything in that. How messed up, how chaotic it would look. Am I right? But why do we organize the cupboard? So that you have special section for this. This is top priority, your clothes. Then small things in drawers, something in cupboard, slow, below that you have your, place where you keep your shoes. And then you have a space where you keep your books so that you are easily approachable and, accessible. That is why you organize your essay so that your essay looks accessible and well prepared and well organized. That is why we organize our essays. Okay. So you can't just write random jumbled up ideas. You have to organize them paragraph wise and in a logical order, and avoid cluttering your sentences with unnecessary words and phrases. Guys, you know what happens? Sometimes students, start over elaborating something. Let's say if I have to say microfinance is crucial for economic growth of the country. So you know what students write? Poor people do not have access to access to financial services and banking services. That is why they do not have enough enough information about financial benefits or uh, financial tools of the country. That is why they do not get benefited. Now, instead of writing 3 sentences, I can write the same point in one sentence, that lack of financial literacy can lead to economic degradation of the country. So do not over elaborate something, keep it concise and keep it to the point. You are not here to educate someone, you are here to showcase that you are well read and you are smart and you are presenting your ideas in a logical, in a well curated, well themed manner. That is what essay writing is. Got the point, guys? So these are the do's and don'ts of your essay. Now, guys, many students ask me, sir, should we write a quotation? Should we start with the quotation or should we start with the data point? Guys, you have two openings in front of you. Okay, read both the openings yourself and you tell me which opening is better to you. And let's say you were the evaluator, which opening would you score better marks? Okay, the first opening goes like this. Read it. Late Dr. Abdul Kalam had dream of providing urban facilities to rural areas. His vision is based on interdependence of infrastructure and rural transformation. In pursuit of his vision, government has taken several initiatives like Indira Awas Yojana, PM Gram Sadak Yojana, Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, BharatNet providing urban facilities, Pura. So let's explore the relationship between infrastructure and rural transformation. This is one opening. Suraj, can you read the opening and can you tell me what would be the title? What would be the title of the essay? Can you figure out what is the theme of the essay just by reading this opening? Yes, Priyanka. Can you guess the opening? Can you guess what is the title of the essay? You won't be able to do it. This is what do we call starting very far off from the topic and not getting to the point. But read the second opening, guys. According to the Periodic Labor Force Survey 2018-19, it has been observed that 67.7% of the total households of the country belong to the rural section, which is a huge contribution to the total population of the nation. By this, we come to infer the amount of attention demanded by the rural areas in India. The country is actually aiming at becoming $5 trillion economy by 24, 25 or 27 now, from current $2.9 trillion earlier. This target cannot be achieved by focusing only on a handful of people. For a proper mass development, key issues in the rural areas need to be addressed well. Which opening is better to you? Yes, guys. First one or the second one? Second one. Why, Arpit? Because the second one feels very well researched, right? It is verifiable because it has data points and it is clear and it is condensed to the point. He's not beating around the bush. He's straight away getting to the point and explaining what this is all about. So this is what you have to target. Exactly, Jayesh. So that is why I say data points, factual information is crucial for your exam. And it's not just for exam. There are three benefits. It's a win-win-win situation for you guys. Now, why do we use data points? Why do we use these statistics in our essays, in our answers? They have three benefits. First benefit, number one, it will save your time. How is that possible, Suraj? Now, guys, on one hand, you are writing everything by thinking about it. On the other hand, you are writing the information that you already remember. Which will take more time, Jayesh? Obviously, thinking and then creating something. Because if you remember the data, you can just put it out there. So it saves your time. Number two, it basically reduces your mistake. Guys, it reduces your mistakes. Guys, you can make mistakes, grammatical mistakes, spelling mistakes when you are thinking and writing at the same time. But do you think you can make grammatical mistakes while you are writing data points? Yes, Suraj. No. So it reduces your potential mistakes. And third, it gets you more marks. Obviously, you just told me, sir, second opening was better, right? Because it is verifiable, it seems well researched, well presented. Right, Chetan? So it saves time, it reduces mistakes, and it fetches more marks. What else do you need? What else do you need for this exam? It is saving your time, it is reducing your mistakes, and it is getting you more marks. So that is why we call it a win-win-win situation for you. And that is why we curate this fodder material for you. That is why we give you these data points to remember and to retain for your exam. Got it? So start preparing accordingly so that you have clarity of mind. Now, guys, this is a data point which has been taken. Now, guys, how do you create an essay from data points? Okay. So this is an example for you. So let's say you are reading about e-rupee, India's digital currency, right? CBDC, right? So what do you need to know? It's a cashless and contactless method of digital payment. It's based on QR code, and it is also a SMS string based e-voucher, which is delivered to the mobile of the user. It has been developed by NPCI on UPI interface. Government sector is expanded to ensure a leak-proof delivery of welfare services with the help of e-rupee. E-rupee is not a digital currency, rather it's a social service voucher system to ensure benefits reach the intended eligible beneficiaries without any discrepancies and delays. The main objective and the long-term vision behind Europe is financial inclusion of the unbanked citizens and bridging the digital gap. So that is the benefit. Initial NPCI is tied up with more than 1600 hospitals where e-rupee can be redeemed. The RBI has also mentioned that there are at least three reasons why digital currencies are expected to do well in India. Number one, increasing penetration because of the digital background. High currency to GDP ratio. India's high currency to GDP ratio holds out another benefit of CBDC. And third, spread of virtual currencies. The spread of virtual currency, private virtual currencies as Bitcoin and Ethereum may be yet another reason why CBDCs become more important from the viewpoint of the central bank. And what is the conclusion? It will not only satisfy India's increasing appetite for digital payments and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum. More along with it, it will also literate Indian people more about digital currencies and digital systems. Right. So this is the data point. Now, how do you create an essay out of this? Look at this, guys. I'm using the same points to create an organic essay in paragraphs. So in 2021, Indian government launched digital payments solution e-rupee, which is a cashless and contactless instrument for digital payment system. It is expected that e-rupee voucher is going to play an important role in making DBT more effective in digital transactions, and it will also give a new dimension to digital governance in the country. E-rupee is basically a digital voucher. A beneficiary gets it on his phone in the form of SMS or QR code. It's a prepaid voucher which can be redeemed at any center that accepts it. E-rupee is a digital voucher which can be issued by partner bank and redeemed at the center which accepts it. For example, if the government issued an e-rupee voucher through a partner to cover a particular treatment of an employee in a specified hospital, the employee will receive an SMS or a QR code on his phone or smartphone or a feature phone, and he and she can pay it through e-rupee voucher received on his phone for the treatment he or she has availed. Thus, e-rupee is a contactless, cashless, voucher based mode of payment that enable users to redeem the voucher without a card, digital payment app, or internet banking access. Now, e-rupee does not require the person to have a bank account. It works just like cash. It also ensures an easy contactless two-step redemption process and does not require to share personal details of both the parties. Transaction of e-rupee is operable on basic phones also, and so it can be used by persons who do not own smartphones. It also doesn't require internet connection for redemption of e-rupee. Since e-rupee is a digital voucher, and so there is no need for physical issuance of voucher, resulting in some cost savings as well. The NPCI, and National Payment Corporation of India, oversees the digital payment ecosystem in India. NPCI has launched e-rupee, which is a voucher-based payment system to promote cashless transactions. E-rupee has been developed by NPCI in collaboration with the Department of Financial Services, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, and National Health Authority. The RBI has predicted that e-rupee will increase penetration of digital payments in the country that exists alongside sustained interest in cash usage, especially for small value transactions. Due to India's high currency to GDP ratio, holds out another benefit of CBDCs. Apparently, the spread of private virtual currencies such as Bitcoin, Ethereum may yet be another reason why CBDCs become important from the point of view of central bank. Now, central bank digital currencies might also cushion the general public in an environment of volatile private virtual currencies. Now, initially, NPCI is tied up with more than 1600 hospitals where e-rupee can be redeemed. Other ground level initiatives has also been taken to make this initiative successful. It is expected by experts that in the coming days, the user base of e-rupee will widen and even private sector will use it to deliver employee benefits and MSMEs will adopt it for business to business transactions as well. Now, I would have given one more sentence that it is going to lead to benefit the economy and it will also bridge the economic gap. But guys, my point is, guys, is there anything in this essay that is too difficult to understand? Is the English too fancy, Jayesh? Are we writing like Shakespeare or Shashi Tharoor here? No. Simple English, plain English, Priyanka, but very informative and to the point, right? And that is what makes your essay logical, right? And very well curated, very well structured, and very well presented. And this will fetch you, enough marks to make you to the final list of your exam. Got it, guys? So this is the need of the paper: informative, well-researched, backed-up thesis, and informative data points on your essay. That is what is going to lead to your good essay in the exam. Got it? That is why I'm saying 60% right now is your consumption. How much do you consume? How much information do you retain? And how many topics can you cover like that? That is what is needed. Now, guys, salient features of an essay: excellent presentation, structured presentation, important facts, important data and statistics, important schemes, and valid and relevant examples. And why am I focusing so much on data and statistics, guys? Guys, if you do not use data, facts, data, specific data points, specific statistics, or specific uh, facts, specific relevant examples, your essay will look like an opinionated essay. For example, Suraj, if I write, there are a lot of people in India who do not have access to financial services. Now, a lot of, what do you mean by a lot of? 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion, what? 40%, 30%, 20%, what? It seems you don't actually know about it. You're just writing on the basis of what you've heard, right? So this is called opinionated answer. But if I write 48% of the people still do not have access to a bank account in the country. Now this shows that I'm well read. I know what I'm talking about, and I can back it up with the thesis, back it up with the right factual information. So this is why I'm focusing. Your data points are so crucial at this juncture of your exam. Got it? Now, what are the key target areas when you are preparing for essay writing, guys? Grammatical accuracy, because I told you, even if your content is excellent, but if you are making grammatical mistakes, you will lose marks. So your answers, your sentences can be simple, straightforward, right? But they should be grammatically correct. Second, error-free articulation. No spelling mistakes, no punctuation errors, no structural errors should be made, because marks are allocated to structure and errors to your answers as well. Okay, so marks will be deducted for it. Now, use good vocabulary and backup thesis. Now, if you use decent vocabulary and good backup thesis, your answer will turn out to be a very informative answer, and it will fetch the maximum marks possible. And you should ensure that you practice drafting skills. You should practice different topics. If today you took one topic from finance, next day you take one topic from economy, next day you take one topic from management, next day you take one topic from current affairs, next day you take one topic from some other vertical, education or healthcare or any other topic, right? So that you can practice your versatile drafting skills. The more you practice, the better it is going to get with time, guys. Remember that. So these are the key target areas. Now, 5 mistakes that not to make. Guys, number one, this I think this stands true for all the answers. No grammatical mistake, typo, spelling error, punctuation error will be entertained. Every mistake will cost you marks. You do not use titles, bullet points, numbering, subtitles in essay. Essays are only written in paragraphs. Remember that. Follow the word limit and prepare accordingly, write accordingly. If you're writing 250 words, 7 paragraphs, that means every paragraph is supposed to write um, 30 to 40 words. If you're making 6 paragraph, 40 to 50 words, right? If you're writing 270 words and you're making 6 paragraph, that means 50 to 60 words for every paragraph, right? So plan accordingly, measure your word limit, and ascertain that function according to the word limit. Then avoid monotonous, repetitive ideas, repetitive points, because it will be caught and it will lead to deduction of marks. So you can't repeat the same ideas. And remember, no quotations or no proverbs are needed in this answer, in these descriptive answers, descriptive exams, because these are word limit specific questions, and you have to write according to the word limit itself. So avoid any quotation, proverb, anecdote, or any story. Start straight away with background information. Start with the background data and present your thesis straight away to the point. Do not beat around the bush. Present what you have to write and finish off as quickly as you can. Got it? So 5 mistakes not to make while writing an essay. Now, guys, what should be your time management for your essay in the exam? Now, you have 60 minutes in total, right? So expected word limit is between 200 to 250 words, right? Weightage is 30 marks. Time allocation should be, now, if you feel that you are well practiced, 20 minutes is ideal. If you feel that, I'm really bad at essay writing, the maximum is 25. You cannot go beyond 25, otherwise you will not be able to complete your paper. Reason being, you have to write 5 answers for reading comprehension. That is also going to take at least 20 to 25 minutes, right? Then you'll only be left with 10 to 15 minutes for your Prezi. And Prezi is again worth 30 marks. Remember that. Got it? So your ideal time breakup should be 25 minutes for RC, 20 minutes for your essay, and 15 minutes for your Prezi. That is what I feel. I tell my students every year that this should be your ideal word manage. Why? I mean, your time management. 25 minutes for RC, 20 minutes for your essay, and 15 minutes for your précis. Order depends, Arpit, upon you. It is subjective actually. Now, if you feel you are good at RC, you start with your strong point and then leave enough time for your, you know, for that particular section or particular question, which you feel a little, unsure of. Let's say I feel I'm very confident with Pressy, I'm very confident with RC, but I feel a little underprepared for essay. So I'll start with RC, then I'll have enough time for essay, and then in the end, even if I have 10 minutes for essay, I'll still be able to do it. So that would be my approach. Start with strong, then followed by the weakest, and then keep in the end whatever you can finish off at the end. So if you ask me, sir, what would you do? I would start with RC, 40 marks, complete it as quickly as possible, then have enough time for essay, do it, execute it very well, and then whatever time I have left for Pressy, I'll execute it in that time. That would be my approach. Okay. Now it can be subjective to you. Now you can start with essay if you want. Start with essay. You feel this is the toughest part. You finish it off in 25 minutes. Then you have your peace of mind. Then you take your RC 20 minutes. You're done. And then last 10-15 minutes, you can complete your Pressy. So you can take that approach as well. There is, Jayesh, see, typing speed is not really a challenge in this. You know why? See, let's be very mathematical about it. Let's say you have to write 250 words for your essay, okay? 120 words for your Pressy. And similarly, let's say you are writing 5 answers for 40 marks, that means 8 marks. That means every word for every answer you are writing 60 to 70 words. So 7 fives are 35, right? So let's say you are writing 350 words for your RC. Got it? So in total, that comes down to what? 300 plus 600, 700, 720 words, right? So even if you have a decent writing speed of 15 words per minute, okay? 15 words per minute. How much time do you need to complete your answers? Just multiply it. Even if you are typing for 45 minutes, even if you are typing for 45 minutes, you are still able to complete your answer. And that is when I'm talking when you are typing with 15 words per minute. And see, Jayesh, just imagine 15 words per minute. Even if you type with index fingers now, you can type 20 words per minute. Got it? So typing speed is never the issue in these such exams. The issue is how well practiced you are, how well prepared you are, how well, how used to you are in writing in such scenarios, right? You do not take a lot of time in making a rough draft. You do not take a lot of time in comprehending the passage, right? You do not take a lot of time in proofreading and writing and editing. If you're done with all that, you'll be able to easily complete the paper. But if you do not practice it beforehand, then it is going to be a challenge for you. Got it, Jayesh? Good. So this is your time management for your paper. Now, what are the sources that you can use, guys? First and the best source is your fodder material. But let's say you are preparing on your own. So for newspaper editorials, use the Hindu for your economic and social issues. Use the Economic Times or Business Standard for your financial and economy-based topics. You can use PIB, that is Public Broadcasting Services, and Live Mint for any online article, anything that has been laid out by the government. So for formal, editorials or articles, use PBS. For online articles, you can use LiveMint. And for financial topics, use either Economic Times or the Business Standard. For your research, use Wikipedia or Google. And at this point of time, guys, remember, AI is your next best friend. You know why? You can ask it tentative topics. You can ask it to write an essay on those topics. You can write your essay and then ask it to assess and analyze your essay, evaluate your essay, give you score out of 30, tell your mistakes, and tell your improvements as well. Right, Suraj? So use AI very wisely at this juncture, guys. You can use it like your best friend. बता यार आपके बार क्या टॉपिक आ सकता है, यार इसमें ऐसे क्या लिखा जाना चाहिए, कि इसमें यार इसमें सही गलत क्या है, तो it will tell you everything that you need to prepare for your exam. Yes, Ashish, that I think that would be enough. Fodder and editorials, that would be sufficient, Ashish. If you do it every day and if you complete it, and see, practicing is also enough. Sorry, practicing is also required. Not just that you read and read and read, keep on reading something every day. You also need to write your essays to understand what mistakes you are making. But yeah, for the consumption part, editorials and fodder material, that is more than sufficient at this point of time. Now, let's come to the best part of this session, guys. Tentative essay topics. I think this is what you were waiting for. Yes, guys. So I have 30 tentative topics curated for you. and these are going to prove very, very helpful, very, very productive for you. So first vertical that we noted here was finance and capital markets, right? So 9 topics here. The role of SEBI in protecting investor interest in the digital age, or let's say how important, not just SEBI, let's say SEBI will not ask for SEBI, but this can be a topic. Why protecting investor interest in the digital age is important in today's era, right? Retail investor participation, opportunities and challenges in India, impact of stock market volatility on household savings, prospects and risks of passive investing in India, derivative markets, boon or bane for Indian capital market, financial literacy as a tool for reducing market mis-selling, micro investing and its potential to revolutionize personal finance, role of credit rating agencies in corporate governance. Corporate governance, very important topic these days, guys. Read up a lot about it. And the future of mutual funds in India's investment landscape. So 9 topics on finance and capital markets. Then economy and public policy, India's path to becoming a $5 trillion economy. Then inflation targeting and its impact on investment decisions, demonetization, long-term effects on formal financial markets. I mean, not demonetization, but let's say digitalization. Let me put it to you this way. Digitalization of, let's say, digital payment ecosystem. What are the long-term benefits and effects on formal financial markets? Let me put it to you this way. पब्लिक डेट मैनेजमेंट एंड इट्स implications on economic growth, गिग इकोनॉमी, आजकल गिग इकोनॉमी पे पूरे आई थिंक पार्लियामेंट पे भी बात चली है कुछ दिन पहले, राइट? इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, गिग इकोनॉमी वर्कर्स पे, ये अभी दिल्ली में बात चल रही थी। ये जो आपके ई कॉमर्स के जो वेंडर्स होते हैं या जो आपके एजेंट्स होते हैं, डिलीवरी पार्टनर्स होते हैं, इनके साथ जो लोग काम करते हैं, उनके लिए क्या किया जाना चाहिए? सो गिग इकोनॉमी हैज बीन इन न्यूज एंड इट इज एन इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक फॉर दिस ईयर. So gig economy and its effect on financial inclusion. Role of NBFCs, non-banking financial companies in India's economic growth. Fiscal consolidation, is it hindering growth? Next vertical is technology and innovation. Now, cryptocurrency, regulatory challenges and opportunities. Not cryptocurrency, but maybe what I would say e-rupee or digital rupee, CBDC or digital currency. What are the regulatory challenges and opportunities in India? Blockchain applications and beyond finance. Artificial intelligence in financial surveillance and regulation. Very important topic. Third, cyber security in banking and security market infrastructure, very important again. Fintech innovations and regulatory sandboxes, balancing innovation with security, again very important, guys. Economic growth versus sustainability, ये topic आपको मिल जाते हैं exam में. Similarly, fintech innovations and regulatory sandboxes, balancing innovation with security. So ऐसे argumentative topics आपको बहुत देखने को मिलेंगे exam में. Next vertical is social economy and inclusion, bridging the gender gap in financial participation, financial inclusion, role of digital payments in rural India, social impact investing and sustainable growth, ethical consumerism and its impact on corporate policies. Good topics. And last, governance, ESG and ethics. ESG investing, trends, challenges in the Indian market. Corporate governance in listed firms, need for stricter enforcement. Sustainable finance, SEBI's role or let's say regulatory role or reforms role in facilitating green bonds. Ethical investing, balancing profit with purpose. And data privacy and protection in financial services. So guys, these are 30 tentative topics. Now you can take out 10, 12, tentative topics that you feel that are really, really crucial for this exam. I can even mark them down for you. I'll mark star for them. Inflation targeting, inflation से हो सकता है, its impact on investment decisions. SEBI is about market security, right? Demonetization, now this can be asked, not demonetization, but with the help of digital payment system. So digital payments, long term impacts and on formal financial markets. So digital payment system इस पे आ सकता है. Public debt management and implications, ये पुराना हो गया है, but ठीक है. Gig economy, very important. Role of non, ये भी, this is also very important. Fiscal consolidation, maybe not. Okay. Then role of SEBI in protecting retail investor participation, impact of stock market volatility, prospect and passive investing in India. This, guys, this can be important. That why mutual funds or investing in future, this is this is important, or this is a growing trend in developing countries like India. Derivative markets, financial literacy, दोनों बहुत important topic है. Micro investing, micro finance, again very important topic. क्रेडिट रेटिंग एजेंसी की जगह आपको ये जरूर एसेट कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनीज और ये सब इनसे इनके ऊपर आ सकता है। ऐसे तो नहीं पूछता फ्यूचर ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड, बट ये हो सकता है जैसे बैंक अश्योरेंस के ऊपर पूछ लिया आपने उसने उनसे। बैंक अश्योरेंस के बारे में सुना है गाइस? हैव यू हर्ड अबाउट दिस? बैंक अश्योरेंस आजकल एक नई चीज आने वाली, मतलब जो प्लान कर रहे हैं कि आपको बैंक अकाउंट के साथ ही आपको इंश्योरेंस भी मिला करेगा। राइट, कि आपका फाइनेंशियल मतलब आपके हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस, आपका बाकी तरह के इंश्योरेंस, आपको इंश्योरेंसेस वहीं पे बैंक में ही मिलने लगेंगे। आपको अभी तो क्या होता है, अलग से खरीदने पड़ते हैं। अब आगे उनमें इंसेंटिव आ जाएंगे कि आप अगर इस बैंक में अकाउंट खुलवाते हैं तो आपको ये इंश्योरेंस साथ में फ्री मिल रहा है, ये हेल्थ वाला मिल रहा है, ये फैमिली पैक मिल रहा है, फैमिली अकाउंट खोल रहे हो तो ये भी मिल रहा है। ये चीजें अब पुश होने लगेंगी धीरे धीरे कंट्री में, विच इज गुड टू ब्रिंग more or let's say to advent more financial services, more financial tools in the country। आईपीओ बूम नहीं नहीं ऐसे नहीं आता जोश, ऐसे पर्टिकुलर पॉइंट्स नहीं आते कि मार्केट बूम एंड बस्ट इसका क्या होता है। ये हो सकता है जैसे वो था ना इंसॉल्वेंसी एंड बैंक्रप्सी कोड वाला, राइट, कि उसके उसके ऊपर क्या इम्पैक्ट है, या क्या वो सही से काम कर रहा है या नहीं कर रहा है। तो इंसॉल्वेंसी के ऊपर आ सकता है, राइट, बैंक्रप्सी के एंड एनपीए के ऊपर वो पूछ सकते हैं कि हाउ टू रिड्यूस नंबर ऑफ एनपीएस एंड हाउ टू फाइट और हाउ टू लेट्स से हाउ टू कर्ब पीपल हु आई मीन कंपनीज हु टर्न इनटू एनपीएस, राइट। तो हाउ टू रिड्यूस द पोटेंशियल लॉसेस फ्रॉम एनपीएस, ये चीजें पूछी जा सकती हैं आपसे। सो दीज आर इंपॉर्टेंट। देन टेक्नोलॉजी में क्रिप्टो करेंसी तो नहीं, बट आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस पूछा जा सकता है, साइबर सिक्योरिटी पूछा जा सकता है, फिनटेक इनोवेशंस पूछा जा सकता है। देन सोशल में जेंडर गैप, यस, फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन डेफिनेटली, सोशल इम्पैक्ट ऑफ इन्वेस्टिंग इन सस्टेनेबल ग्रोथ, यस डेफिनेटली, एथिकल कंज्यूमरिज्म ये मे बी नॉट, ESG in super important, corporate governance super important topic, sustainable finance again super, not SEBI's role, but what is the importance of sustainable finance, that is very important. And then data privacy and protection in financial services again. So I have highlighted those 10 12 important topics, 4 plus 6 10 plus 3 13 and plus 4 17. So you can take 15 topics from these 30 topics and you can start at least functioning towards these topics, guys. Okay. So this is the basic basics of essay writing, what you need to know about essay writing, do's and don'ts of essay writing. Tomorrow in next lecture we are going to delve deeper into essay writing. We are going to practically sit down and see how to frame an essay, how to construct an essay, what are the what are the challenges that you are going to face while writing an essay, and what you need, right, to prepare for such essays. But now if you have any doubts, any queries, please feel free to ask, guys. Okay. So that is the end of today's lecture. And I hope I was able to clarify all your doubts, on most of your doubts. Anything else that you wish to ask me, now is the time to shoot your questions, guys. Anything you wish to ask. Yes, Sanket, Suraj, Jayesh, Priyanka, Chetan, anyone, guys. Now, if you have any doubts, if you have any queries regarding anything regarding essay writing or in general about descriptive English, now you can ask me whatever comes across your mind. So that's a good source to read editorials. Sanket, there is not one particular source. You can't rely like that. You can't rely on one source for all your editorials. You have to choose. So see, what you do is you have to, you have to search across newspapers every day. So, while you are reading, let's say you take up Live Mint or you take up the Hindu, right? You read, you go across certain editorials. Maybe tomorrow one editorial would be about the visit of German chancellor in India. One editorial would be about the European Union partners coming to India next week, next month, right? जो भी है, एक something, one would be about the conflict going on in Iran and this and so. But that one editorial which is about the future of finance in India, that is one topic that you read. Then similarly you go to finance business time, business standard or economic times, you feel this is a national topic, which is not a regional topic, which is not a political topic, which is not related to America or any other country. This is a national topic related to economy, related to finance, or related to economic and social issues. That is the topic that you editorial you choose and you read on. So there is not one particular topic that you can, what particular source. You have to go across many and choose your editorial, very wisely. Dialog box is fixed, Nivila. That is true. Yes. How to you will have a word counter on the screen, Ashish. How to, acha, when you are writing something, Ashish, count average number of words in every sentence that you write. Let's say usually people write, in between 13 to 15 words. So you can have a sense of that. Okay, I write 15 words average every sentence. So if I have to write 250 words, that means I will be making 15 to 20 sentences or 18 to 20 sentences. So I should break up these 18 to 20 sentences into six paragraphs or seven paragraphs, and then you can calculate accordingly, Ashish. Then itself would be too much to remember. Is that okay, sir? Data I'm going to use from photo material, that in itself would be too much to remember. Arpit, yes, that would be enough at this point of time. But do make sure that you do some research as well, right? To collect more recent data or more insights into the topic. You can use AI for that. So yes, be smart. You don't have to work hard. Work smartly. Whatever data you come across, paste it in your AI, ask it to give you more data points and more information on those points, and that is how you work. Okay, Arpit? Yes, Jayesh, please ask. Yes, that would be maniac. Practicing is also important, not just reading. Practicing is also will also play crucial part. Not just reading fodder material and reading expected essay topics. No, you'll need to practice precis writing. You'll need to manage time. You'll need to remove any mistakes, grammatical or any other mistake that you make. So you'll need to edit those. Sorry, you have to make sure that you do not make those mistakes. So that is also important. Practice is also very, very important. Grammar, spelling, punctuation, that needs to be. Can you tell me the sources? There is no source, Jayesh, to fix your grammar. That should have been done before phase 1, Jayesh, है ना? अब phase 2 में आके मैं ग्रामर की सोच रहा हूँ. पहले नहीं आता है कि डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश भी होने वाला है. हाँ, मतलब हाथों पे नौकरी चाहिए, मैं घर आके दे जाता हूँ आपको जॉब. है, ऊपर सेहरा भी लगा देता हूँ, चेहरे पे शादी का भी कर लेते हैं प्रोग्राम सेट, है ना? थोड़ा सा तो प्री प्लान करना पड़ेगा ना जयेश उसको. अब हाँ, ये अब देखो, आप रिवर्स अप्रोच ले सकते हो जयेश. आपने एक आंसर लिखा, आप एआई पे गए, आपने उसको बोला जो भी ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स हैं मुझे बताओ. उसने आपको ग्रामेटिकल मिस्टेक्स बताई. आपने देखा किस पर्टिकुलर टॉपिक से ज्यादा हो रही है या कहाँ पे किस चीज में ज्यादा मिस्टेक्स हो रही है, वो आप अपनी फिक्स कर सकते हो वहां से. राइट. अब इस टाइम पे तो वही अप्रोच ले सकते हो जयेश, आप रिवर्स अप्रोच. राइट, मतलब वो हिट एंड ट्रायल वाला, कि आपने करके देखा, उसमें जो गलतियां आई उनको इंप्रूव करने लगे कि नेक्स्ट टाइम मैं ये गलती नहीं करूंगा, नेक्स्ट टाइम एग्जाम में मैं ये नहीं करूंगा. राइट. अभी तो फिर यही अप्रोच है जयेश. वो अगर पहले इंप्रूव करना है ग्रामर, वो फिर वो उसके लिए टाइम लगता है जयेश. तो यू नीड टाइम फॉर दैट. गेटिंग माय पॉइंट जयेश? So you mentioned FLTES, right? May I know? Full length tests, they are provided to you in your course itself, Navila. Just where your classes are. When come out or of that folder, below that, when you scroll down, you'll find a folder for full length tests for phase 2, and you'll find all the full length tests in that folder, Navila. Let me know if you can't find them. At least 10 to 15 essays, 10 to 15 presses, and at least 10 RCs, maniac. If you ask me, sir, what is the ideal way to understand how many answers should we write to feel confident in the exam? 10 to 15 essays, 10 to 15 presses, and at least 10 RC answers, maniac. इंट्रोडक्शन टेम्पलेट वंस अगेन यूट इज अनुश्री. वो बचपन वाली थोड़ी लिखनी है, वो बचपन में जा चुकी है अभी इंट्रोडक्शन. वो वैसे बता देता हूँ, एजुकेशन इज द मोस्ट वैल्यूएबल कंजम्पशन एंड गुड दैट देयर इज, बिकॉज इट इमेजरेबली एनरिचेस द लाइव्स ऑफ दोज इट टचेस. बट नाउ टुमारो आई विल गिव यू बेटर ओपनिंग्स, अनुश्री. डोंट वरी, यू डोंट नीड टू क्रैम दिस. आई विल गिव यू बेटर ओपनिंग, better closing statements. Tomorrow I'll hand hold you through everything. Got it? But if you understood what the essence of essay writing is, then you have the right mindset today, and then you'll be able to execute it tomorrow. Okay? Yes, Maniac. I'll not be able to provide you individual evaluation, Maniac. So will only be able to evaluate your full length test. See, I hope you understand. I have numerous things to do on a daily basis, and I can't evaluate each and everyone's answer. I hope you get that, Maniac, right? There are so many students and there are so many exams going on. So I won't be able to evaluate your personal individual answers, but we will evaluate your full length tests. That's okay, Anushri. I'll provide you better opening statements and closing statements tomorrow. Okay? YouTube पे we got fill in the blanks type of questions. Please include such questions in the mock test as well. For IFSC, I will, Vartika, but for SEBI, it's a little different because in SEBI you don't get that. But yes, for IFSC mock test, we will include that next year. I mean, when we, when we make mock test for IFSC this time. So how much should we take to write the essay? How much time? 20 is ideal. Maximum is 25 minutes. Pin improvement. Yes, it is live. So 20 minutes minimum and maximum 25 minutes for your answers, for your essay. How to go through all the reports issued by RBI, IMF. Priyanka, that's what we told you. We have covered all that in the fodder material. So you don't need to individually go through RBI, IMF, Niti Aayog and everything. Go through the fodder material. That is the benefit of this course, na? That is the benefit that you get. That you have the fodder material, everything is curated and compiled for you topic wise there, and every data point is given to you in red, right? In red. So copy that red point and retain that, save that in your PC, and then research and prepare it accordingly. Okay. So you don't need to worry about it. Yes, Raghav, it is always better to quote a data published by a governmental and international organization. In some cases, we quote प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस दे आर नॉट वेल ट्रस्टेड, वो पॉलिटिकली मोटिवेटेड भी मानी जाती हैं राघव, दे आर इंक्लाइन टुवर्ड्स देयर, जिनको हम बोलते हैं ना इन्वेस्टर्स, तो उसकी वजह से भी उनको ठीक नहीं कंसिडर करते। तो इसलिए आजकल हम प्राइवेट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को कोई मैगजीन ने, कोई बीबीसी ने कोई रिपोर्ट दे दी, उसको नहीं कंसिडर किया जाता। ठीक है, अब कंसिडर होती हैं सिर्फ नेशनल एंड इंटरनेशनल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस। जयेश, माँ कसम यार, बच्चों की तरह कराना पड़ेगा तुम्हें भी। चलो, आई विल शो यू हाउ टू। माँ कसम, और कुछ मैं घर पे आ जाऊँ लॉलीपॉप लेके रात को? कम ऑन मैन। ओके गाइस, कैन यू, ओके, लेट मी शो इट टू यू। यस गाइस, कैन यू सी दिस? कैन यू सी माय स्क्रीन? जयेश, दिखाई दे रहा है मेरा स्क्रीन? ओके। Okay, this is your gold pack. Now once you come down, you'll see, where is the descriptive? Phase 2 paper 1, phase 1 paper 1, phase 2 paper 1, live classes. When you click on this, these are your live classes, right, Jayesh? यहाँ पे आपको live classes मिल रही है। Now, in the here, यहाँ पे, this is where you have to look. Phase 1 paper 1 for regulatory bodies, Companies Act, full length test 1 for management, full length test 2, SEBI PFRDA, costing descriptive English. You see this, Jayesh? ये दिखाई दे रहा है, राइट? डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश, आरबीआई, नाबार्ड, सेबी, सब दिख रहे हैं ये वाला। इस पे, इसके अंदर आना, यहाँ पे आपको सारी रिकॉर्डेड क्लासेस मिलेंगी। नीचे आओगे, यहाँ पे आपको एसे फॉर्डर मटेरियल दिख रहे हैं नीचे, सबसे नीचे। यहाँ पे क्लिक करोगे, डिस्क्रिप्टिव एसे टॉपिक्स एंड फॉर्डर मटेरियल, बी दिस इज बैच 2 एंड दिस वाज बैच 1। ठीक है, अब इसमें आपको दिखा देता हूँ सभी को, जिसको अभी 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 तक देखने का समझ नहीं आ रहा। ठीक है, वंस यू ओपन इट, यू विल हैव योर फॉर्डर मटेरियल। ठीक है, यू विल हैव conceptual clarity, writing excellence, 20 broad themes in one, so you have 40 tentative topics. Let's say first topic is given, uh, let's say basics of economic growth versus development. That is the first topic. So first theme is economic and social development. Okay, second theme is theme 2 is Indian economy. Theme 3 is industrial policy and promotion. Theme 4 is poverty alleviation and employment generation. Theme 5 population trends and dynamics. Okay. Theme 6 agriculture and food security. ये छोड़ सकते हो because ये नाबार्ड के लिए होता है. Rural development, data, maybe later on. Data and digital economy, right? Cyber security, digital literacy. Theme 9, innovation in India pertaining to startups and entrepreneurship, right? And theme 10, technology including advancements in AI, space and biotechnology. ठीक है, ये है आपका सिर्फ इंडेक्स। ठीक है, अब आपने लेट्स से मुझे प्रिपेयर करना है, इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ इज नेसेसरी बट नॉट सफिशिएंट फॉर डेवलपमेंट। आई क्लिक दिस, आई स्ट्रेट अवे गो टू द टॉपिक। ये बीच में आपको प्रियंका दिख रहा है, ये रेड वाला, ये है आपका डेटा पॉइंट जो आपने नोट करना है। अकॉर्डिंग टू ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंट इंडेक्स 2025, 130 यूएनडीपी, ये इंडिया का वो है। आउटकम बजट 25-26, ठीक है, यूनियन बजट इसका क्या है, 11 लाख करोड़ फॉर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर। इकोनॉमिक सर्वे 2025, 5% ऑफ इंडियाज वर्कफोर्स हैज फॉर्मल स्किल ट्रेनिंग। ये जो रेड वाले डेटा पॉइंट्स है ना, ये आपको सेव करते चलना है, और बाकी जो है ब्लैक में वो आपको पढ़ता चलना है टू अंडरस्टैंड द टॉपिक इटसेल्फ। समझ आया जयेश? दिस इज हाउ इट वर्क्स। एनीथिंग एल्स यू वांट मी टू लोकेट फॉर यू? हो जाएगा अभी, मिल जाएगा जयेश? जस्ट पुलिंग यू लेग यार, मजाक कर रहा हूँ, डोंट टेक इट अदरवाइज। इतना तो मेरा भी बनता है ना, थोड़ा तो मैं भी मतलब मस्ती कर सकता हूँ ना। व्हाट डू यू से? See, we are all grown ups here, so I can pull your leg. मैं भी थोड़ा सा, लेकिन I was a little tough on you because मुझे स्टूडेंट्स को ना ये फील होता है, मुझे हमेशा फील होता है यार, स्टूडेंट्स डू नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश इज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट क्रिटिकल sections of your selection, but they do not pay attention to this. और जिसको ये चीज जिस दिन समझ आ जाती है ना, कि अगर मेरे डिस्क्रिप्टिव इंग्लिश में, अगर if I'm able to score well in descriptive English, I'll be able to make it to the final, at least to the interview stage. And if I do well in interview, I'll be selected. So this is, they do not, this is what this most of the students do not understand. And once when they do, it's already too late. Right. So that is why we conduct these sessions beforehand, so that we can impart and imbibe in you the importance of descriptive English and tell you this is the easiest and the most scoring section of the phase two paper. And you can score really high and you can take that advantage gap. You can lead, you can take that lead and keep that lead till your selection. That is what your point is. Okay. No, 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 Vartika, not in SEBI. Every exam has, its own particular focus point. So they don't do that. Would have the same topics. Yes, Gaurav Deep, Huda. For all the streams, guys, descriptive English paper is common for all the streams. Be it for general stream, be it for technical stream, be it for right, be it for any other stream, descriptive English is common for all the exams, for all the streams. So other papers are different, but descriptive English is common and they are evaluated in the same way. So please understand, that is why I say descriptive English is the game changer in this section of the paper. Got it? Chale guys, any other doubt, any other query? Got it. You're more than welcome, Visa. You're more than welcome. Thank you, Priyanka. So we are unable to locate the fodder material given in the right, Mahesh. Got it. It was bottom right. Thank you, Sanket. Thank you so much. Initially, we practiced the answer by writing it, then putting the same on the keyboard. Raghav, it would be, it would be unproductive. आप वो वर्ड पे टाइप करते रहोगे, उसमें आपको अपनी गलतियां दिखती रहेंगी, वो पेपर में ऐसा नहीं होगा ना, फिर वो वही सिमुलेशन नहीं हुआ एग्जाम का। अगर आपको एक्चुअली एग्जाम को सिमुलेट करना है, तो आइदर यूज नोटपैड और यूज quillbot.com, और maybe use your interface in your exam, or maybe any other AI chatbot का कोई अगर सॉफ्टवेयर मिलता है, जैसे ग्रामरली हो गया या कुछ और होगा, यू कैन यूज दैट, बट वर्ड पे मत प्रैक्टिस करो, दैट इज इनएडवाइजेबल राघव। ठीक है, गॉट इट प्रियंका? गाइस, एक होमवर्क देके जाऊं? डू यू वांट अ होमवर्क टुडे? करना चाहोगे? यस। For evaluation, see, I won't be able to provide you individual evaluation, but for all your full length tests, Visa, we will be providing you detailed feedback and your evaluation for your full length tests. Okay, but you can talk to me, you can discuss with me any query that you have. You can get in touch with me, guys. You have the phone number on your screen. You can call us if you want to talk to me over call, or if you want to have a Calendly call, a video call with me one on one. Then you drop us an email on this email ID, hello@edutap.co.in, and they will provide you a link, and you can also talk to me through a video call, right? So you can also do that. Practice apps के नाम फिर से बता दो. Yes, Maniac, quillbot.com, quill, QUILBOT, quillbot.com, या फिर आपका grammarly.com is also viable, so that you can do that. And then guys, okay, let me give you homework for today first. Guys, in 250 words, the word limit is 250 words. Right, you have to write an essay on how do you envision India at 2047. Okay? And you have to discuss it very broadly in every context, in every angle, from every angle. Let's see if you are able to follow that ICEP CSC structure. Okay, Suraj, try to use that. Let's see if if it will be helpful for us, or you can use any structure that you want. But the topic is envisioning India at 2047. How do you envision India at 2047? That's your topic for today. Try writing an essay on this, and I will look at your essays tomorrow, first thing in the class itself. Okay. Chale guys, shall we wrap up the session then? Right? Thank you, Suraj. I hope this will help you in your preparation, and this will at least shy away all the mental blocks that you have in your head. So it will give you at least a little push towards your exam, and that will maybe make you walk in the right direction. So that was the perspective for today. I hope this will go a long way and help you in the for the long term. I lost the interview call due to low marks in descriptive last year. I know, Vaisa. See, we all learn by making the same mistakes, and we learn it, when we have made that mistake. So I hope we are going to work towards it proactively, and we are going to. You lost the interview call due to low. Exactly. See, I told you if you had scored 10 more marks or 15 more marks in descriptive part, you would have made it. But this year, let's not repeat the same mistake. Let's be very, very cautious about what we did last year, and let's make it work this year, guys. Okay. So I wish you all the very best for your exam and for your preparation, guys. Keep up the good work, keep on working hard, keep on giving your best, and I'm sure you will come out with flying colors. Right. So I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same paper. It's 250 to 270 words in pro. uh Thank you so much for your time and for your patience, guys. Let's I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same place. Don't be late, and do come with your answers. I'll be reading your answers, and I'll be helping you with your feedbacks, and I'll also evaluate, and let's see how you write your first essay, let's say. Okay. So take it as a first essay, just first step in this journey, and let's make those mistakes. We'll rectify them, but at least make those mistakes so that we know what we are making, right? What mistakes we are making, and so that we are able to improve them. So I'll take your leave for today. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good time ahead, a good night, take care, and don't worry, guys, everything is going to work out, right? Just be positive in your heart, in your head, and Jayesh, everything you'll find in the right place. Okay. So thank you so much, take care, good night, and see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good night, take care.